And I know you'll get the best of me and these booking young. Do I sound like him? I feel like
You really do.
Hey guys, and welcome to a Halloween episode of Just Trish. It is October, so that means every Tuesday and Thursday in October will be Halloween or Trisha-ween or Swifto-ween. We have our resident Swiftie, Oscar.
The category is music icons today. I live for it. Yeah.
Okay, is that where you were going? Okay, guys, I didn't know. I was just like, I want to be the weekend. What goes with the weekend? And you're like, Taylor. And I was like, do they have anything in common? But I don't know.
They're like the two most streamed artists on Spotify. So that was kind of the thing I was going with. Yeah.
Top two?
Yeah. Remember?
Oh, that's weird. Oh, we did talk about that, like the second episode or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
so
weird.
and I had the costume ready. So I'm like, let's freaking do it.
They're both on tour this summer.
Mm-hmm.
They're icons. I love that. I'm actually a fan of The Weeknd's music now. I listen to it. The evolution. It started with The Idol, which I love. And if Abel ever comes on the podcast, I still would probably just spend the 2 hours talking about The Idol. Like, I love it so much. But I had to drive to Santa Monica last week by myself, so I had like a 2-hour drive all the way. So I like listened to so many of The Weeknd songs, and I like love them. They're so. Have you listened to them?
Yeah, of course.
No, tell me one. Sing one.
Blinded by the light.
Oh, yeah.
The one with Ariana.
Oh, you did one with Ariana?
Yeah, that recent one. I forget what it's called though.
No.
Save your tears for another day.
Wait, Ariana's in that? No, she's
yeah,
not.
they have Ariana has a remix with.
Okay,
yeah.
and I watched that music video, which I love. I wanted to be prosthetic plastic surgery weekend.
Ooh, that would have been a gag.
Maybe we'll do that still in November because
Yeah.
I really love his face in that.
I don't think we should quit the cosplay. I think the cosplay should
Continue.
be throughout the year. Why not?
I think so too, because like Christmas is coming. Yeah, November will be Pink Friday, so I feel the same way. But he has like, maybe they don't play these songs, or maybe they do, or maybe I'm just so out of it. But he has like such like sexual songs.
Yeah, that's been his thing for a long time.
Really?
I think.
I had no idea because the ones I knew were like the I can't feel my face with them. So I thought they were like drug songs. I always thought
Like
that was his
dancing
thing.
club, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he's on ecstasy or something. Like I always thought that was his thing. And then I was listening to, there's one called Light a Fire where he's just like, I want to Emmy with the lights on, sexy put a price on. And I'm like, oh my God, who sings about this? It's wild. But it's sexy. It's not like Drake, like, all like misogynistic, like, as my D. I don't know if like Drake sings that, but I know people do, right? Like Lil Wayne and all those people. The Weeknd's very much like, ooh, I can make that wet rain often. He's very like about the woman,
It's very sensual.
Very sensual. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to do this to you. Not like, what can you do for me, ho? Like, I love that about him. And I'm like, wow, what a feminist icon The Weeknd is.
Yeah, I think that's why he's very popular with both men and women, I think. Because, like you said, like the perspective isn't so, intense like other male artists. It's like sensual. It's smooth,
Sensual. It's so hot. I was like blushing again, which makes sense. The Idol. I know you haven't watched it, but it's like now it makes sense why he would do that because everyone's like. But also I don't know why everyone's shocked because honestly, like the Idol is basically The Weeknd's music. So I'm like, wait, this is literally just his music in TV form. So I don't know why everyone was like triggered by it. I'm like, it's literally his music, which is why I love his music. Because I was like, oh, this is very Idol coded, and I love it. He gets a lot of views too. He gets like 1 billion views. He's
humongous. He's like literally, I think the #1 artist, like legit.
Why have I not heard? I literally had never like the only thing I know about him was Selena Gomez dating him. I thought he was like Pharrell. I thought he was like a producer or something. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I never saw his music videos. I never saw anything.
He collabed with Ariana like way back in the day, so I think that's when I first heard of him. I think it was maybe her second or third album. They did a collab.
Did they date?
No, just collaborators. I think. Oh. Surprisingly, actually,
because he dates like all these. Like he dated Belle Hadid,
yeah,
supermodel. He dated obviously Selena Gomez, who I love so much. So I'm just like, wow, he gets like all the ladies.
It actually is surprising that him and Ariana never dated.
He's too good looking. She's like, you are too hot and too successful for me. I'm a fan, so I've been following him on Instagram ever since The Idol, and this was his tour. Like I was telling you when he got here, like this is his touring costume when he was in like Europe, I think, and now he's in Latin America. So he has like this whole different like arm, like this bedazzled arm and mask. I'm like, I wish I could have been the current weekend touring. I'm like the summer weekend touring. It's just not.
I think it's very on brand for you to be like a little bit late to it though.
A little bit late.
Yeah, that's kind of how you roll with a lot of your cosplays. Like you did Twilight like maybe 10 years.
Ooh, Twilight would have been a good one for us to do. Who would you have been?
Probably one of the Colons for sure.
Which one?
I think my favorite is probably. I was gonna say Jasper, but he's kind of weird. Maybe like Emmett, I guess, or
Wait,
I guess just
Emmett?
Edward.
I like Jasper. Who's Emmett? Why don't I know him?
Maybe I could have been Rosalie.
Which one
Rosalie would have been iconic.
The blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cute.
Her.
With like a little Renesmee baby.
Yeah.
Would have been cute. Yeah. The little like robot Renesmee.
Yeah.
I love her. Who is that actress? She's famous, right?
Yeah, I forgot her name. She was
Nikki
in
Reed?
Nikki Reed. Yes.
Love Nikki
yes,
Reed.
Yes,
she used to be in
yes.
all those like Lifetime movies. There was one she was in with Alec Baldwin where it was her stepdad, but they were having an affair.
Oh wow.
And she was like, I think she was actually like 16. And Alec Baldwin wrote about it in his book, and he's like kind of like I think he was kind of creepy about it. I can't remember, but it was like really weird because they had like sex scenes, and like Jeff Goldblum also was like hitting on her in the movie. It was very odd.
That sounds very like of that time. I think
it was.
Yeah.
That's another one of those ones where I thought, ooh, this is so hot at the time because I was like younger than Nikki Reed, so I was like, ooh, that's so hot. But then now you like watch it and you're just like, that's like messed up. That's so ick. But I don't know. Anyways, I love Nikki Reed. I love Twilight, but I'm kind of over Twilight. I go through like phases. I think The Weeknd's gonna stick because I literally, I never do this, but like I was taking a nap and I have like my phone playing his music, and my husband walks in, he's just like, wait, did you really fall asleep with that on your phone? And I was like, yeah, I'm like a teenager now. I'm just like listening to all the baddie Weeknd songs. Only the like sexy songs I like. I mean, I like the I Can't Feel My Face With You, but I love the ones where he's just like, I'm gonna make it rain often. It's just so good. It's so good. I feel like I need to take this mask off because it's like going into my microphone. Should we do a little reset? Okay, shoe cam break, shoe cam. Okay, these are probably the first pair of like actually worn shoes I wear on the show. One, my feet have grown a whole size, so I can't wear any of my shoes. Two, they are Nicki Minaj Fendi. They're from the Fendi collection, and I just really want to wear them. I squeeze my little fat foot into this, and they do not fit, but I'm wearing it for you guys, for the Barbs. My application to be head Barb is coming in November. Just wait until my cosplays come in November. But yeah, I love these. I bought the Nicki Minaj Fendi collection. I bought the Nicki Minaj Kmart collection. I bought her perfumes. I pre-ordered Pink Friday Volume 2. Pre-order it now. Comes out November 17th, I believe. Barb's Days at Chili's, like October 13th, I believe. November 13th. I don't know. We're going to get you guys all the dates, but had to wear the Nicki Minaj Fendi. I love them so much. And I feel like The Weeknd could be a Barb's.
He's close with Ariana. Ariana is definitely a Barb, so
She's
it kind
a
of
Barb.
all makes sense.
Interesting, because he doesn't collab with like hip-hop girls, does he?
I don't know. Literally the only like the only frame of reference I have is Ariana because like
Right.
I'm gay.
But-
yeah.
But Nicki is with Drake, right? She's like Young Money.
Yes.
So, and I feel like Drake and The Weeknd are opposite.
I don't know if they have like who does Drake have beef with? Who is
Everybody. Actually, no, Drake only has beef with women.
Yeah, he had beef with some I think it was Kanye. Never mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Drake? Ugh, gives me the ick.
I have a whole thing
Me too. Let's wait for that because we didn't even talk about your outfit.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about late. Only because you told me it was from like 5 tours ago. I would have never known. I thought it was a new one. I was like, oh yes, love that.
No, this is from the Reputation era.
Okay.
Yeah, from, oh my God, 2017, I think. But I love the Reputation era. Like, that is my era. And it's the Eras tour, so I feel like you can get away with any kind of Taylor cosplay.
Did she wear this on her Eras tour?
No, it's on her poster. This photo's in the Eras tour poster.
Which comes out this weekend.
The movie. Oh, yeah, the movie.
Okay,
oh, my God. Yeah, you're more on it than me.
Are you going to go see it?
Yeah, I have my tickets for Friday.
Oh my God,
I'm nervous
cute.
about the bucket situation, though.
They're gonna be sold out.
I know. So I think
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go, like, when they open. Is that...
Yeah, we did for Barbie. We had to go like at like 8 a.m. because that's like when the first movie starts. Yeah,
That's how I was going to take notes from you because I remember seeing that
maybe
your
I should
TikTok.
go too. I would just want to go get the bucket. I don't really want to sit through a 3-hour movie.
No, you have to sit at or at least
No.
pay for. We have to break the box office weekend, so you have to at least pay your $28 ticket or whatever.
Which they sometimes do actually. Some I guess like let you just go in and buy the popcorn. But the one when we saw Barbie, they like made you buy a ticket.
Really?
We had to buy a ticket to the Jennifer Lawrence movie that was out. That was horrible. I can't remember what it was. We
No
didn't see
Hard
it.
Feelings?
Yes. Did you see it?
I'm a No Hard Feelings stan.
Wait, what? I think you're the only one who saw it.
I think I'm the only one who saw it too, but I had a whole PR campaign. And when I say I have a PR campaign, it was just me like talking to people about it. I had a whole PR campaign for No Hard Feelings. I know. It's because we started right after No Hard Feelings, I think. So it was beginning of July.
Okay, right. It was. You're right.
Yeah. I love an unserious. First of all, I love Jennifer Lawrence. Like,
You do?
That's my girl.
Wait, why? Okay, I'm not like a hater at all, but like why? Like I think she's like just a person.
The Hunger Games. You missed the Hunger Games boat, which maybe Rachel Zegler will get you on the Hunger
Definitely
Games.
Not. Definitely not Rachel Zegler getting me on that. No offense. But a little bit, because you hate Snow White.
The bond that I have with Hunger Games is like unshakable. Like that is my girl. I have a Katniss Barbie. I learned how to shoot a bow and arrow because of her. Like that's my girl. I mean, I taught myself. It's not like I went to camp. I taught myself. I did a Katniss cosplay the opening night of the Hunger Games.
Oh my God.
Katniss cosplay. I had my bow and arrow. I had blood on my forehead. Like I was so dedicated to it. And the security at the AMC had to confiscate my bow and arrow because like, you can't have this. And I was like, oh, okay. But then they didn't know. Yes.
Why would you bring a weapon into the movie?
This was pre like a lot of like incidents at the AMC. But then they didn't.
So a bow and arrow.
But then they didn't know like what to do with the bow and arrow after they took it. So they just gave it back to me and said like, just don't shoot it in the movie. I said, okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's so trusting.
I mean, I'm sure they looked at me and were like, you seem a little, yeah, I think we can trust you with a bow and arrow.
That's so funny.
But like Jennifer Lawrence, that's a mother to me. She is a mother to me. Yeah, maybe not like biological, but like step at least.
Stepmom.
Yeah.
But stepmoms are never cool. So
something about like I'm not that tight with her, but I suppose especially in a comedy. I love to laugh.
What comedy was she in?
No Hard Feelings. The movie that you said was terrible.
We watched it twice and never saw it.
Oh my God.
I just don't love the idea. What was she, 30? And the guy was like underage, right?
No, he was of age. He was 18 or whatever.
Ick.
But I don't know. It wasn't like
the
they didn't
standard.
actually do anything though, and it was all like fake, you know.
I just like don't love scenarios like that. I don't know why.
I don't know. It was funny. I love to laugh. I love to sit back and giggle. It's so fun.
Wasn't she in a movie called Mother?
Yeah, I did watch that one.
But you didn't like that one.
No, it was serious. I don't like a drama. I just want
to
chuckle. Yes.
But okay, Hunger Games is all about like just like unaliving people.
Yes, but it's like a powerful. I love like a fight for like a girl fighting for. I don't know. It's like it's cool.
I'm so the opposite. I feel like we all like women in general kind of turned a little bit this summer where like we just want to be like helpless little people again. Like we just want men to save us now. You know what I mean? I think that's like the thing. I think the Rachel Zegler thing kind of started with Snow White. Oh, yeah. They're like, why does everything have to be this feminist icon? Like Snow White doesn't need a prince. Yeah, she does. That's all she needs. That's the only thing she needed in the first story. And it's like sometimes I just want to be saved by a man. You know what I mean? I'm so tired for so many years. And that's why I'm so glad I got married. For so many years, I was like this strong, independent woman. I'm so over it. I'm so over taking the trash out. I'm so over doing everything myself, you know?
I get that. Yeah. But also Katniss, like she still had a man. Like she had two men fighting for her. So there was still like the romance element to it.
Was there?
Yeah.
Because I did see the movie. I just don't remember it like at all. Lenny Kravitz was in it, right?
Yes.
I love
that's the takeaway.
Any movie. I kind of live for Lenny Kravitz in movies. Again, I don't know his songs. I know nothing about Lenny Kravitz music. But like I like him in movies. He was in one with Jennifer Lopez recently, like on an island with Jennifer Coolidge. Did you see that one?
No, I did. It was Josh Duhamel?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't watch it, but I saw like that trailer.
It was pretty good. And Lenny Kravitz is great in it. Spoiler alert, he was the villain. And I was like, oh my God. He's actually so cool. I love Lenny Kravitz. I like him in movies. And I like him in Hunger Games. And I remember seeing him and I was like, wow. Because he's like a stylist in that, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was like everything in that. I just don't love Hunger Games. I always think of cringy, because this is like something nobody will relate to, but like, do you remember YouTube era? Do you remember Luke Connard?
Yeah, I mean.
Was Strawberry in the band?
Or in the music video, I think, right?
But wasn't she like the third? There was three people. It was Joey Graceffa, Luke Connard, and wasn't it Strawberry?
I think it was either her or the other girl, the dark brown hair.
What other one?
Her name was Whitney. Literally no one's gonna give a
No, but I don't think Whitney was like one of the what they call the tributes or something.
I think you're right. I think it was Strawberry.
And it was like the arena.
Yes. That was a whole era.
Did you love that video or were you like, no? Because you have to if you love the Hunger Games.
I don't know if I loved it. I definitely streamed. I know. I thought it was cool that they were like.
Were you a part of it?
No.
Why do I feel like you were in that video of them running in the forest?
No way.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You would have lived for that though. I feel like
probably
you would have.
I mean, I don't remember standing. No, I didn't even know them at the time.
Wait, yes, you did.
Not at that time.
Yes, you did.
It was after.
No,
it was definitely after.
You definitely knew Strawberry at the time.
No, it was definitely after.
We gotta look it up, fact check it.
I swear to God.
I was living in my beach apartment when you were in the Strawberry crew, and that's when all this was going on. I swear.
It definitely was after 100%.
We're fact checking.
I swear,
fact check Oscar.
because that was like their first Hunger Games movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't. It was like a year after that.
Oh my God,
I just missed the boat.
And in no way. Like, in a way, back then I was like cringy, and maybe now I say cringy, but honestly, at the time, I do think that was like such a serve. I was like, God, I wish I could, not with the Hunger Games, I didn't care, but I wish I could have been doing that with my favorite movies. And it's like, I kind of love that they just did that.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been asked to. I think I was too chubby at the time. It wouldn't make sense for the Hunger Games like lore because they're supposed to be hungry. I guess
They're not. Are they?
I guess the rich people are bigger. They eat. So I guess
Wait,
that could
are
have
there
been
no
like
fat people in the Hunger Games?
Well, in like the rich like area, they eat a lot, but in the poor and all the other areas are all poor and they don't eat. So that's why it's called like the Hunger Games.
So the poor people have to go into the Hunger Games, not the rich people.
Some rich people do just because they think it's like for the glory of it.
God.
But most of them are just like forced to go.
No fat people in Hunger Games.
Well, in the capital, there's rich people, but in the outside,
but they're not
districts,
fat. It was like Stanley Tucci, the woman that's in everything, that directs everything.
There's a couple bigger, like the ones that are like that make the Hunger Games, like the actual.
Oh my God! Well, it's not like they were making the actual movie. They could have put like a chubby person in there.
True.
Also, I feel like even back then, like I can't remember. I don't remember you being like fat, like maybe chubby, but
I was
not
like
fat.
300 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm like getting close to it. So I'm not like 300 pounds used to seem like, wow, 300 pounds, but it's actually like easy to get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
400 and 500, like, no, like what I like to, I mean, look, that could be easy to get to too. I say 300 is easy to get to, 400 could be easy to get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you kind of don't feel it. Like, I've definitely gained a lot of weight and you kind of don't feel it.
No, you definitely don't.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize until like I was putting on clothes that I used to have. I was like, oh, like I need a cute outfit. Like, let me go to like my old clothes where I used to dress up more and try some of those on. I was like, I couldn't even get like up to my thigh. And I was like, oh, this is shocking.
Oh, like, okay, so when you lost, so you said you were skinnier
super
than you are now.
Yeah, I was maybe a size like 30 waist, which is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah. Waist is like the pant size, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So like 34, 36. So 30 is like tiny. Because most people are 34, 36, right?
Yeah. Or like
Yeah.
maybe 32, I feel like is normal for guys. But I'm also
really?
like shorter, you know?
Every guy
So.
I've dated is like 34, 36. Because I was getting pants for cosplay and they're always like 34,
But
36.
are they taller?
I guess 5'11". How tall are you though?
I'm like 5'8".
Okay. So yeah. So 32 is like normal.
Yeah.
So 30 is like tiny.
I was teeny tiny. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize until like I couldn't even put anything on anymore. I was like, oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? And
Yeah.
you don't know. Because to me, you look the same. Like to me, this looks like your weight
I mean,
loss
I don't really
after.
notice,
Yeah.
until, you know.
But you work out more, so it could be like muscle. Your thighs
True.
are very strong.
Yeah.
So I know, I don't know either. Especially like, well, with girls, I think it's even easier because you're like in dresses all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even like realize it. So I try to avoid anything where I have to like snap button anything. It's awful. Thank God again for Fashion Nova, not sponsored, but like they make bigger sizes so I can get 1X and I feel better. But it is, yeah, you don't realize it. Even when I look back at old pictures, I'm like, God, I was like so skinny, but at the time I thought I was fat then. But I think I look the same now, but I'm not. Like I'm so... It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. Yeah.
But you look great now. Honestly, I would have put you in the music video.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
Would you have put me as like a hungry person like fighting for my life? Oh, really?
What else would you want to be? You want to be a fat counsel or whatever they are? I'll put you as Lenny Kravitz. I'll be Lenny Kravitz, the stylist, and you'll be the Katniss.
I'll be Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
I would love that.
With a braid.
I would live for that.
We could do a cosplay day. I don't think I could do Hunger Games cosplay because I feel like it's not glam.
There is a glam element to it.
They're not. Even their glam, when Lenny Kravitz gives them the makeover, is not glam. They're like on fire or some shit. I'm like, what?
The second movie is more glam though, because the budget was upped in the second movie, and that's when they start to serve a little bit more.
I saw the first. I'm like, can't. It was awful. Just all of it was horrible. Might be my least favorite, actually. I'd rather sit through Taylor Swift's Era's 3-hour tour concert. I just can't do Hunger Games. And then Rachel Zegler's in Hunger Games. Like,
I need you to see that movie because she does a musical number in it. Maybe that'll get you.
What?
Yeah, she has a musical number in it.
How do you feel about that? Because like Hunger Games is not a musical.
I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna react to it. Especially, I don't know how that I've never seen Rachel Zegler in anything. So.
Wait, what? Why do you go so hard for her? Then I haven't either. But.
Because I feel like because so many people are against her that I
Yeah.
feel like she needs someone in her circle. So I'm like, okay, like let me take the bullet for you, Rachel. Like I will stand on your side and take the strays. But I have not seen her in anything. I've heard her sing, I think she sang on the Grammys once, so.
Oh, yeah, she did like she's like amazing singer. Like I think that, like I remember seeing her early on YouTube and thinking she's like the most phenomenal singer. Her singing Shallow is just like, what the heck? Like how are you so good? Like that's what's so annoying is she is so talented and so pretty and like so perfect for all these roles. It's like just her attitude, and I'm like, how does no one fix this for her?
She was at Paris Fashion Week recently too, and she was posing on like the red carpet, whatever. And she was also the just like very like awkward, like not and like quirky and like moving her hands a lot, like talking to the photographers. And I was like,
But she wasn't talking, it was just hand movements that were cringy.
no, she was talking to like the paparazzi. She was like tripping and stuff. Like it was kind of like old school Jennifer Lawrence, like relatable.
Well, that's what
but
they
it's
say
like,
she's trying to be, right?
Yeah,
Everyone's like, she's just trying to be Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
But like, not quirky.
it's just not really the thing anymore, I think. You
Yeah.
know, I think we've like aged out of the relatable, quirky, like I just want to eat a cheeseburger kind of, you know.
I never liked quirky ever. I'm just like, because to me it always seemed try hard. Like, oh my God, I don't know why I feel like I'm being such a hater of this episode, but you know, like JOWSEY Chanel, like I always just thought she was like quirky try hard. I don't know. Is she or no? I never watched New Girl, but she's just like, oh yeah.
That was like very of the time. Yes, you're right about that, but that was very like of the time. Like at the time, the girls were eating that up, like because it was like the Tumblr, like alternative indie girl kind of vibe. Yeah,
I just never.
But it's just not the vibe anymore. Like
yeah,
it
the
just
vibe
seems,
now is Ice Spice, Nicki Minaj.
just kind of like being yourself. Like I genuinely think that's what it is. Like be yourself, and if you are naturally like funny or like charismatic or like I think that's why people like Ice Spice so much because she's just herself, but it's like fun.
Yeah,
and
like not try hard.
Yeah.
Like it's herself. She's not trying to be like someone else. She's not trying to be like Nicki. She's not trying. She's like herself, which is why Taylor's friends with her. Did you see that interview? Oh, we talked about it last time where she's like, oh, I could just call up Taylor and Taylor answers. Or call up Nicki and Nicki answers. Like, oh, Ice Spice is living my dream.
Mind you,
she has her own Dunkin' drink. We have to try.
Yeah, we've been saying that for
I know.
next week is
we're gonna try
next
it.
week
We're
is
gonna
the
try
week.
it. I love her. We don't love anymore. Remember, kind of stand Doja Cat. We were like so excited to get Doja Cat on here.
Yeah.
Why did she ruin it? She's ruining it.
I know. I'm like, God, that was in a week. Our comments did not age so well.
And
I'm like,
had
Doja.
this dope Doja cosplay for November. I had the little bangs. I was gonna do the eyebrows. I had this like little. I was like so excited, and then I was like, Doja, like what?
I know.
Why? Why is she doing this?
I don't understand. That's why I'm like, was everything before this like fake, and then this is like who she actually is?
Right. That's what people are saying. They're like, we missed this one. You know, the one that was like cute with like the wigs and the, you know, the American flag bikinis and stuff. Yeah. She probably was like manufactured and just like hated it so much because there's no way if this wasn't the real her, she would like come out trolling like this. Like there's no way, especially in this day and age, as much as like I was a troll, like you're not gonna like wear like a neo-Nazi on your shirt to troll.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And granted, this is like, you know, last week, but still, it was like, yee,
I know.
2023, like, ee.
I guess for anyone who doesn't know, Doja took a selfie wearing a shirt of Sam Hyde, who is like very problematic, like neo-Nazi, like incel vibes.
Yeah.
And she later, after she was called out for it, she reposted the photo, but it was cropped to not show her shirt, and she just commented with the eye roll emoji, which also like made I feel like
she's
made
just
it
this
worse.
person. I know. As much as I loved her and I love Gloria Hills and I was kind of standing behind her even through all the satanic stuff that she was doing, I was kind of like, no, it's just like a performance artist demon thing. She turned into a cat, now she's turning into a demon. But I'm like, I'm starting to go the demon route, and I'm like, we're going back to the Barbs.
I know, and it's like frustrating because I think she's really talented. I always thought she was like funny and like kind, but again, it's always the double down, like reposting with the eye roll emoji.
Ick.
Ugh.
No.
Especially you have to go through effort to like get a shirt of someone like that.
Right,
you know?
right. And you're putting it purposely in the shot, and it's just like, why? Like, why are you doing it? Like, there's so many things you can do to make people upset, like go after your fans and say you don't love them or whatever this is, but this is like, ick, like just awful ick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To go out of your way to post it publicly and like endorse it, like, you know what you're doing at that point. And it's just like, it's very frustrating, I think.
Yeah, we are no longer Doja Cat stands. We do not want her on the podcast.
I know, which makes me so sad to say, but like, what can you do?
Yeah, like certain people, I'm just like, what is their deal? You know what I mean? And no Drake
so
either.
sad.
No Drake on the podcast either.
Well, Drake, yeah.
There's a whole Drake thing too. I just like, why is he so ick all of a sudden? I kind of liked him after the Bobby originally, a Bobby interview. I was trying to like him after that, but then I was kind of like, ew, now he's kind of ick. And like just, I think he went for Bobby in the new one. Are you a Drake fan?
No, I've never been.
Oh, right. Because he did something with Taylor, right? Like,
even without that, like he's always just very, I mean, first of all, his music is just not for me in the first place. And I don't know, I just never really vibed with him, except for when he was on Degrassi.
Degrassi is not it. I saw a couple clips of it. That seems problematic and stuff like that.
That was a crazy show.
I don't really get who it was made for. I guess you.
Yeah, I lived for it when I was like 12.
I never watched Degrassi. How old is Drake? Is he like 30?
He's in his 30s for sure. Let's see. He's 36. So he's a little bit, he's way too old for all these antics.
Way too old. And as much as I'm not an ageist person, like you're too old to be like coming for like women, especially like Bobby and... But is Nicki tight with him? Because if Nicki's tight with him, we're tight with him. But
yeah, I think she is still tight with him.
But she was supposed to be on a duet on this album, but there's no duet, so people are thinking he might be a feature on her Pink Friday. Because he like teased it.
He was a feature on the first Pink Friday, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean their songs are pretty good.
Yeah,
I kind of like their songs together. I just don't like Drake by himself.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's just a lot. What did he come for Rihanna, too?
He came for Rihanna, yeah.
Saying the sex was average. I was like, why? I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure you were average, Drake.
Yeah, and again, with the Rihanna stuff, too, that is like, well, first of all, she's with ASAP. She has 2 kids. It's weird to now kind of come for her a little bit, especially when he has like a history of being like obsessed with her.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they dated in 2009. She rebounded with him after Chris Brown.
Oh.
But then, and Drake was like really into her. But then Rihanna later said that he was just a friend. So like literally just like a rebound. And he took it really, really personally.
Oh my God. Drake's a little wimp.
And I think he like carried that with him like as a chip on his shoulder. Because then in 2016... at the VMAs, he introduced her to like win, it was like Vanguard Award, which is like the big award celebrating like her whole career. And he tried to kiss her on the lips, like with tongue.
Oh, I saw.
And
she
then
like swerved.
Yes, and she gave him the cheek instead.
Oh.
And he did not like that.
Yeah, he was like, not about it.
Yeah, and then Rihanna said a couple years later that they don't talk, they're not friends, they're cool, like they're just nothing. Like nothing dramatic, just don't talk at all.
He gets like his ego hurt so easily, I feel.
I think he carried that with him.
Yeah. Sounds like it. So he's like, okay, let me diss her. Why does he only diss women? Like I feel like he couldn't handle like dissing a guy.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Yeah, we don't like misogyny on this podcast.
No, and it's kind of corny. I guess that's the big thing too. It's just all very corny. Like all the antics are very, very corny. The album art is corny.
Oh yeah, it's like a little zombie dog or something, or what is it?
Yeah, like chalk. It's like there's like no effort really. And he always comes through and just like releases music, and it's always timed to like when a big female is releasing music.
Oh,
so
he can only try to compete with females, and he can never do that.
It's
so
just very. But people really like. I mean, he gets a lot of streams, and people like him a lot. But
not more streams in the weekend.
He also had like a really weird name drop of Billie Eilish. Did you see that one?
No, on his album?
Yeah, he was like, she got big tits like Billie Eilish, but she can't sing. Something like that.
Does Billie Eilish have big boobs?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Know?
She like doesn't like when she's publicly said like she doesn't like when people like make these comments about her body.
And she's always covered. Like she's always like covering herself, so it's not like.
And sometimes she wears like she wore corsets to the Met Gala and stuff, but she doesn't like when people, especially like grown men, like comment on her as like a young. I think she's like what 21 or something. Like very weird.
Ew, I hate that too.
And did you know about his weird friendship with Millie Bobby Brown?
No.
Oh, that's a whole other can of worms.
Millie Bobby Brown's like an actual child, right?
Yes, they've been friends since she was 14 years old. Yes.
Rest, like, why is no one like stopping this man and being like?
People like try to make a big deal about it. So she had said in an interview. This is like maybe season 2 or 3 of Stranger Things. When she was just 14 years old, she talked about how Drake was a big fan of the show and like reached out to her, and they were texting all the time, and she would get advice about boys and stuff from him.
What?
And just talked about how great of a friend he was. And people made a big deal about it back then.
They did? Well, I never heard about this. Oh my God.
I think it was 2016.
Ew, I wish you would say something now.
2018. And
so like wasn't long ago.
Yeah, I guess like what, 5 years
He's
ago?
like 30 and she's like 14.
Yeah. And the media made like a big deal about it too, because it was just very weird, obviously. But Millie even like released this like an Instagram story statement saying like their friendship is very innocent. But again, like,
no,
she's
it's not
14.
innocent. It's not innocent. I mean, boy and girl, obviously, like not innocent, but anything. Like if you're a gay person, lesbian, like it doesn't matter. Like those are not innocent. Like that's weird. If you're 30 being friends with a 14-year-old, why are so many 30-year-olds friends with 14-year-olds? I don't understand this.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. Like even if you're like a fan of this person, like why are you talking to them? Why are you talking to them about boys? Ew. Like
yeah, exactly. And like her Instagram story statement said, "Why you gotta make a lovely friendship your headline? You guys are weird. I'm lucky to have people in the business extend their time to help me further my career and offer their wisdom and guidance. I'm very blessed to have amazing people in my life. You don't get to choose for me." So
what year was that when she said it?
That was still 2018. Yeah.
So yeah, of course children say this. It's like the JoJo thing, everything. It's like, and probably now she could still say that, but it's weird. It's weird. She's gonna realize it one day when she has kids. She's gonna be like, that's weird. Oh my God, I think about that now. If Malibu was like friends at 14 with like a 30-year-old, I'd be like, oh, you are so weird. Like 30-year-old, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. That means at the time of her birth, they're like 16. Like that means someone now that's like 17 years old is gonna be like her best friend.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's weird. You're weird.
And he even like mentioned it in his album. That's why it became news again. He said
this new album?
Yes.
He's so thirsty. He's so desperate. I feel like he's
named
just throwing it out
everyone,
there. Yeah,
literally.
he's like, let me just drop out all these things like a desperate, thirsty.
He said, weirdos in my comments talking about some Millie Bobby. Bring them jokes up to the gang. We get to really flocking. So he's...
First of all, it doesn't rhyme. Terrible rap. Like Eminem would never. What? Awful.
I know. It's
Ew.
like-
He's... I really want to know why Bobby and him took the thing down now. I don't think it's copyright. I feel like it's something more.
Yeah, it has
Because he
to
dissed
be.
her too, right? He said something like this. I like collabed with a basic white girl now that she thinks she's poppin' or something. Which I mean, kind of agree with that one. But what?
I guess it's kind of like you say, like you have a million takes. One of them's gonna be
right. Because that is very like, now that I'm like thinking about it, the fact that they were like in bed together. Because I'm sorry, it's like a little weird. Like knowing the stuff about him now, I'm kind of like, that's kind of creepy. Like he did the interview with Bobby in bed. It'd be like at the weekends, like, yeah, come to an interview with me, but only in my bed. I'd be like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I love the weekend, but he would never. He's classy. He'd be like, I'll come on this pink couch with you. But like,
He'll sit in the pink chair.
right. But I don't think I would. If the weekend was like, yeah, you can do a podcast with me, but you have to come be in my bed, I'd be like, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
It is it's so weird.
Yeah.
Drake just rubs me the wrong way.
That creeps me out on a whole other level, that interview. I was like, ew.
Yeah.
I had a guest on that recently. Well, she's coming up in a couple weeks, but there was a guest that's like, she was trying to defend the straight man. And I was like kind of feeling a little empathetic, but then I hear stuff like this, I'm just kind of like, nope, back to anti-straight men.
Hashtag not all straight men, I guess,
Yeah.
but most of
But
them. Yeah.
we're going by the Drakes here, just coming
Yeah.
for women and just being so
weirdos.
Yeah, not able. We love him. He's
Yeah.
fine too as a
I
straight
think
man.
as far
So your brother, Moses, Abel, some straight
Ted,
people.
my
Yeah.
my YouTube crush, Ted.
Yo, Ted?
Yes.
Okay, Ted's fine too.
Yeah.
We have some that are okay.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce,
Oh yeah, as far as I know.
do we love him? Oh, we have it for your costume. Props department.
Oh my.
Sponsor. Today's sponsor is Doritos. Just kidding. Aren't those so cool? Those are for you.
Oh
Do you
my
like
god,
Cooler
that
Ranch?
is so sweet. I do love Cool
It took
Ranch.
all my might not to
Is
eat
this
them last
him?
night. Yeah.
How did you know this was him?
Its number says 87.
Where? Oh.
Right? Is that
yeah,
his number?
you're so right.
And she's 89. I'm 88, so that's how I knew
Yeah.
87, 88. So yeah.
Oh
I think
my
it says his name
God.
somewhere on there. I hope it's him. I don't know, but I think it's 87.
How did you go about this?
I was just at Ralph's getting our bolognese recipe yesterday, and I saw it was like featured, and I was like, honestly, I just wanted a bag of Doritos, and I was like, and then I realized you were Taylor Swift. I was like, you know what, this is a better gift. I can go back and get them today, but I wanted to eat them so bad, and I'm like,
That
no.
is so sweet.
But it goes with your costume. Look, we should have had a
That's
picture taken with them.
amazing.
Oh my gosh, when our photographer was here.
Swelsey, I think is their
Swelsey.
name. Oh my god, that's so fun. This is my first Travis Kelce merch.
Yay! It's
Yeah.
so cute. You can put it in your little Taylor Swift shrine at
Yeah,
home.
I hope they make it. Now they better like last because
Oh yeah, they might be over because she wasn't there last night. I want to continue with Drake, but she wasn't at the.
yeah, at the game or his birthday party.
Ooh, it's definitely fake.
Should I put it
but-
on my?
Yeah. Can you see it? No? Okay.
Whatever,
He's
let's
like,
keep
"Can't
it
see it." We need to get your little stand back there with all your
My
Oscar
little
coded stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
I have to really like bring a little box and like
Yeah, I
move in a
know.
little
Just
bit.
have your own little station back there. Yeah, I think Drake is desperate. I think he's trying way too hard. I think the fact that he's going after all these actual little girls, like, ew, like disgusting. Like, and because Rihanna doesn't want to be friends with you, you're gonna like diss her and say the sex was average, like, which I don't believe. Which
I
is
don't
like
believe
no
at
one.
all.
Yeah, it's like there's just no way. Maybe you are because you're just a flop. It's just like I don't like it. I don't like him. I don't know. It's just, dang, I can't get into it.
No, I really
I don't like any
can't.
of his songs except the ones Nicki Minaj.
Every time he releases an album and like name drops people, I think I like him less and less.
Yeah, especially like name dropping ick way. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't like it.
Yeah, and like not in a clever, like artistic way.
No, the songs don't even sound good. Like the little rhyme you just gave me, I was like, that's not good. I wouldn't want to listen to that at all. No creativity. Does he still do music videos?
I don't know.
Like I never. That's what I was asking you earlier. Is like, how do you see music videos?
I think these days, I feel like you have to know when people like promote when they post a music video or when's gonna drop, because otherwise it's kind of hard. Like before, back in the day with like YouTube, I feel like it was easy to see like, oh, some random person new music video.
Yeah, or
whatever.
like MTV, TRL, VH1. You
Yeah.
watch them in the mornings. But I'm like, how do people see music videos? I never see them on TikTok anymore. Like I never see them anywhere. That's why I like how people know these new ones drop. You know, like Ariana Grande, I knew because like Kris Jenner was in it, right? So there was like a big hubbub, but hubbub. I don't know. But the weekend, like, I've never seen any of these music videos. I'm like, where are people watching this? Did they just release on YouTube
Yeah, I think so.
under VEVO? I just saw something
Oh my
about
God.
that. Did you see
Vivo,
it?
the
VEVO?
the bug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people are like, what was VEVO? Why was it on every single music video?
Wasn't I won a Vivo contest once?
What?
Yes.
Was it like a label or?
No, I think it was. I have no idea how Vivo worked, but every artist who posted a music video, it had to be like a VEVO thing.
VEVO.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the ones that weren't VEVO, like me, I'd put like a VEVO on there and just pretend that you're in VEVO because it looked official. And I just saw on like my For You page on X today, someone's like, what even was VEVO? And someone said it was like a conglomerate of like Sony Music. It was like all of them.
That makes sense.
Like if it was VEVO, they got collected from it or something like that.
That does make sense. But VEVO was wild because every artist had to do it. I won a VEVO.
Oh my God, what'd you win?
I filmed a VEVO video with Taylor Swift.
No. With her? What picture is it? Is it the one that's pinned on your Instagram?
No, it's really old. It was like we had got a group photo, but yeah, it was
God.
it was on her YouTube channel, but it was like a VEVO. It was giving her a VEVO award.
Was it just random you won, or did you have to do something?
I had to submit like a video saying like why.
Oh my God.
It was like Taylor Swift's biggest fan. It was it was wild. I wish I had my audition video still because it was so
roll
unwild.
That. I want to see. You don't have it?
I don't think so.
Look for it. You have to find it.
It was so old. Like this was 2012. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Where do you find contests? Like I want to enter contests. How do people enter?
I have no idea how I found this contest. I think it was like on Tumblr or something. Someone posted it. And it was like, if you're in LA, apply to be like in this VEVO video with Taylor Swift. And we presented her this award because she got like 1 billion views or something on a music video.
Which one? You don't remember?
It was You Belong With Me and I think Love Story. And we presented her. It was like a group of 5. She couldn't just pick one, so she picked 5 of us.
Oh, I hate that. Weren't you just like, dang, I want to be just me and her?
I know. I was like, because we had like a group photo and stuff.
And where were you in the group photo?
Of course, the furthest from her, so I had to include the whole. I couldn't even crop it. You know,
they couldn't do individual. There's only 5 of you. You could do a meet and greet.
But she gave us like and she like actually watched every video because she was like quoting what I said, and I
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think she knows you? Like if she saw you again?
I don't think anymore. I think all my cachet ended when like. In like 2019.
What's cachet?
Like my my clout, I guess. Like that I held
wait,
with
why?
her.
What happened?
I think she's just too famous now. I think she's
You think she wouldn't remember?
I don't think so. Maybe if like things were specifically brought up, but
like you showed her pictures.
Yeah, then I think maybe, or like I think she would remember the article I wrote for Reputation,
right?
Because she really liked it, but. I don't think she would remember, like, besides that.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I don't remember most people. And I like not Taylor Swift, you know, like, not even just fans, just people in general. Whenever I meet someone, I always just say, good to see you again. Because I never want to be like, nice to meet you.
Even for me, yeah.
Yeah, it's just better that way. Because it's so awkward. I've had that happen to me, too, where people are just like, nice to meet you. I'm like, I met you like 3 times. Like, and I'm not a forgettable person. So I'm always just like, I never know if they're being, or they just have really severe amnesia or something. I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know. I think... Interesting. I want to enter contests. I used to enter contests all the time. I would love to enter them again. I want to enter to win, to meet someone. Because, like, Abel doesn't do podcast interviews, but I would love, like, a contest to, like, go to his concert and meet him.
Yeah, like radio contests. I remember I used to calling in on
do they still
radio.
have those?
I don't know. I think they still have them.
But that's just, like, random luck of the draw. I want to do something where I have to, like, submit something, you know?
like prove yourself. Like be chosen.
Like, yes. I feel like that's how I can win contests. I'm not lucky.
Me too. I've never won, like, a luck of the draw kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've had to, like, show that I'm crazed. And,
I know. It's just better that way when you can show the passion.
Yeah. Because otherwise it's like, and then some random person who doesn't even care that much always wins. Like, what the heck? Yeah.
Always the case. I know. Nicki Minaj has a contest going out now too, and I was just like, oh, I want to enter, but like she won't see me. I also don't mention her because we're like, you should mention Nicki, and I'm just like, oh God, what if she like blocked me or something? I would be so sad. You know, I don't want to like be too weird, but just putting it out there that I do love her.
I think she would like it. I think Nicki is like, she loves the barbs.
Yeah, she's very in like social media. She's very like tapped into that. I feel.
Yeah,
which I
my
love.
friend who's like he's like me but with Nicki. My coworker. Clint, because he's gonna watch. He said that like Nicki has had like people who run fan accounts and like are big barbs. Like she's had them at her house before and done like little videos with them.
No way.
Yeah, so I think she's cool with that stuff.
I would love that. I don't know. Like it's hard to tell if I'm like if I'm a head barbs or not. Because I don't think I'm a barbs. Because everyone's like, you should apply for a head barbs. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm like qualified for that. Like, I love her and I buy all her stuff. Like, I really love the aesthetic of Nicki. I do love her as long as I think her songs, like the Anaconda one, I used to love that song. I did a whole dance video to it. Like, I love her. I've rapped to like super basic. I love her. But I don't know what it takes to be a head barb. Are you like following constantly?
I was gonna say, what's like the job description of a head barb?
I don't know. The people said I should apply on X, so maybe I'll apply. Maybe in November, once Pink Friday comes, we're gonna go really hard.
Yeah,
we're gonna go out for it. But I did get the 2 album pre-sales, the 2 vinyls, and a T-shirt.
I know. You were on it. Like the first day she announced it.
Well, we had to get her trending. And we did it. Barbs, we did it. I think that's the new fandom I'm going for.
I do the barbs are fun. I mean, yeah, I know I have a lot of barbs in my life, and they have the tea. They're always like up to date with everything.
The aesthetic is better than the Swifties. The Swifties have like there's chaos. There's just chaotic. Like you were just a Taylor Swift like a couple months ago, and this is a whole different Taylor Swift, and I'm like, this is too much chaos. Barbs are pink.
It's
pink,
a clear
pink.
aesthetic.
Yeah, which I love a clear aesthetic. I love a clear aesthetic. I was the weekend today, and my photographer's like, oh, it's a MF Doom mask. I'm like, who's MF Doom? He said it was like a superhero or something.
Oh, I have no idea.
I have no idea either. And I was just like, okay, so the weekend is being a superhero. Like, I have no idea. Again, straight people stuff, I don't know. But I was just like, oh, it's a weekend costume, but I don't know, maybe not. But we love Queen Nicki. We don't love Drake. Even if he's featuring on her album, we'll just skip that song.
And we won't mention Drake if Nicki comes on. We're just gonna avoid.
I wonder how they are, because he also always thirsts for her in his songs. He's always like, oh man, she got a man, but if she doesn't, I'm gonna slide through. I'm just like, can you stop? Like, these girls don't want you apparently. Like, just stick with the people, your groupies or whatever, you know.
I know, especially like after Nicki's settled down, she has a husband, she's a baby. Rihanna's too. It's like
Nicki has a baby.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
She was pregnant?
He's so cute, yeah.
What? When?
It was a while. Maybe it was during the pandemic, I remember. Because one of her music videos, that's how people found out. She released a music video during lockdown, and she had like a corset or something too. And like people were like, wait, she looks a little bit pregnant. And she ended up, she had a baby.
Oh my God.
It's a little boy. He's so cute.
Oh my God, I love that so much. Why did I not know that? Oh my God, see, I can't be ahead, Barbs. Yeah. Sometimes things slip through the cracks with me. That's crazy. Congratulations, Nicki. I hope you have another baby. That's so exciting.
He's very cute.
Oh my God, we love her. And she loves like Red Lobster and Chili's and like chain restaurants.
Yeah.
That's relatable. That's the relatable I like. Not the quirky, like, I play the ukulele, you know? Like, I like, that's Zoe Nation, not Colleen. Or Colleen, I guess all the quirky girls play a ukulele, don't they?
I can never look at a ukulele the same, that's for sure.
Doesn't Zoe Deschanel play it?
I think so, yeah.
I feel like I just remember her in something like,
a very New Girl, yeah.
Yeah, did you watch?
I loved this time, like I was into I loved the quirkiness in that time, but it just hasn't aged well. Like now it's like a little, but people still love New Girl. Actually, it's on Netflix and a lot of people watch it. I haven't gone back to it, but
yeah, it didn't ever seem like a vibe to me.
I loved that little quirky girl aesthetic back in the day, like the Tumblr.
So funny.
Yeah.
What kind of girl don't you like? Or don't care
like a
for?
Criminal. But
like
some criminals, yeah. But yeah, it depends on the crime, I think. Or like I give most like benefit of the doubt. But if you're just like a bad person, you're a bad person. Yeah. You know?
Totally, yeah.
Like there's some where it's just like, my God, like I can't vouch for you. I can't take your side.
Doja Cat.
She crossed it.
Oh,
yeah.
No, officially for you. Me too.
Yeah, and I think she would have to like and it's sad because I love her, but it's like supporting people who are actively like harming other people. It's like, how can you you can't really look away from it, you know?
Yeah, we're off the Doja Cat. We're on to Dua Lipa. She's coming back. She cleaned the profile.
Her socials. Yeah.
So what does that mean? So did Ice Spice do this too, or did she just change her profile picture?
I think Ice Spice took everything down.
So they both
TikTok. I know for sure TikTok. But
so Dua Lipa and Ice Spice both took everything down.
Yes, Dua Lipa was today.
New music is coming.
A new era is approaching.
Wait, does everyone do this?
It's the new thing. I know.
I want to do that.
Yeah, it's actually like really iconic.
I'm kind of over the Kardashians. I think I'm done watching them for real. Did you watch?
I watched the last episode 2. Oh my God. I was fast forwarding.
I'm actually, well, first of all, I can take the boring because I think they're so pretty and I think they're like, I love the luxury. So I'm like, I loved that. Like, I love seeing them in their big couches and like their fancy. Like, I love that. It's the Tristan thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, first of all, why is he on? Because he honestly is like the biggest trigger on the show. Like, to me, it's like he's so triggering. It's so frustrating hearing Kim be like, you know, we're such good friends and he's such a good father. So I'm not even involved with it, and I get so annoyed because, like everyone is saying, it's like if you're not a good father to all your children, you're not a good father. Like if you're not making effort to see. So we knew that with Marley, the one that's like he had the little like, the one he didn't want to claim. Yeah. The one after Chloe's. It's like the third in between. It's the one in between Chloe's children.
The timeline of Tristan
I know.
baby mamas is wild.
Which is crazy. And so, but then did you see Jordan Craig, his first baby mama's sister, spoke out and was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, and I was like, yes, because like we're not involved, but we're still so annoyed. And so like someone who's actually involved, and his first son, which by the way is very much like, I'm going to say it like paraded around at like Chloe, like, oh, Chloe invited him to, you know, True's birthday. And look, they put this all out there, so I feel like they're so open for judgment because it's like, if this is your career and you're like making your life, this is like, then you're open for this judgment. And I feel like they just need to stop because like, it doesn't matter how good of a kid or how good of a dad he is to your kids. If he's not good. So anyways, the sister came out and was like, they live in the same city and he can't bother to like ever see the kid, doesn't pay child support. Jordan's apparently working like 5 jobs or whatever to like whatever, tries to keep it up with whatever. Doesn't pay child support, which is like, you're like the lowest down, dirtiest dad. Like if you don't pay child support, like you're disgusting, especially if you're Tristan Thompson. Like so ick. And just like doesn't make the effort to see him. Unless it's for a photo op or something like that, like a Kardashian party. And to me, I think that is just like so disgusting. And like, yes, him not even claiming the other one is like so gross. But like your oldest, who you kind of like make it seem like, oh, we're all like a family. And Chloe's like, we include them and stuff, is like, you're just a bad dad, period. And they kept saying like, you know, he just was a bad boyfriend, but he's a great dad. But you're also not a great dad because you embarrassed your kids. He's like, oh, I don't want my kids to be embarrassed of me. They're going to be. They're going to be embarrassed of you. You hurt them. You broke up the family. You hurt their mom. Like, you're just like so disgusting. So there's no part of you that's even a little bit of a good dad. What, because you take him to school sometime? That's not a good dad. That's literally not a good dad. That's like just being a random person doing a nice act for a child. Like, oh, it like enrages me. And then to hear like Kim be like, so, you know, he's a good guy and we're friends and we're this and he's a good dad. It's like, he's not a good guy. He's not a good dad. Like he's actually shit at all that stuff. Like he's really shit. And there's like firsthand accounts of all these women saying it. And it's just like crazy to me. And like, I think we were talking about this, like, I forgot who we were talking about this with, but like, you don't cheat because it's not like, because it's like you're hurting your like kids, you're hurting your wife, you know what I mean? It's not because it's like you're hurting your like spouse, like your kids get hurt from it, you know? You're like embarrassing them. He's like, I don't want to embarrass my kids. Well, you already embarrassed them. And the way he was sitting there trying to explain it, I just have to think he lacks intelligence because the way he was trying to like rationalize and explain this stuff is like actually insane. Like hearing him talk, I was just like, you sound so stupid because he's like, yeah, I got to figure out why I'm doing this, why I'm hurting my person. I'm like, either he's like a narcissist or he's just dumb. And I think it's both. I think he's just both, honestly. And I'm just like, how is Chloe sitting there with a straight face? And it was supposed to be this like sentimental scene and stuff like that. And it just is all around ick. Like there's no redeeming quality about Tristan. It makes me like, it actually pisses me off so much that this, like you said, like a group of like women and it's like very feminist, very girl boss, very like, you know, we do this ourselves, all the stuff like that. Take back this like scummy guy and like lift him up in this way. Yeah, you got a scummy situation and you know, you're trying to be the bigger person, but you don't need to parade him around as if he's like this great father and this great guy. Mm-hmm. It just, it makes me so mad because these are like empowering women. There's no men on the show. And I kind of like live that. I love how Kylie just doesn't talk about Travis Scott like at all. Like the kids are never seen. So whatever's happening, you know, is private, whatever, that's fine. But the fact of like parading this guy and like building him up to be this good guy, this like hero, all of a sudden I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. It pisses me. I honestly can't watch it. I cannot watch it anymore. It pissed me off. And then when I saw the Jordan's sister, right? Her name is Jordan, right? Jordan Craig. Yeah. Her sister say that's why I was just like 10 times more like, ugh. And then to see the Kardashian fans try to like defend them in some way, like it's just like there's no defense for this. Like he's not paying child support. First of all, you're an actual loser, and then all this other stuff. And also illegal to not pay child support. And he has money. He has a house. Chloe said that he's like getting his roof repaired, sell the house, and pay child support.
Kim kind of knew going into it too, because she's like, you guys are gonna be shocked, but I'm actually friends with Tristan. And I'm like, girl, I do like them for the most part, but they also have like this tendency to show grace to like men that they don't give to women. Like for Jordan Woods, she was completely cut off when she had, when Tristan had, you know, made out with her. Yeah.
Tristan again.
She was dragged to the mud, completely like had to move out of Kylie's house, like completely cut off.
I saw the clip of them being like, F these people taking our men. We got to show them this and this. I'm like, girl, everyone's taking your man. Like, you know what I mean? This is the very least of your worries of them kissing, you know?
Yeah.
It's and Kim too, being like, we have to say something. We're done being nice and stuff like that. I'm like, you guys are attacking the wrong people.
Yeah. Like, I get the element of like, because, you know, he's still the father, like you don't want to drag him through the mud. But like you said, there's people like Kylie who just don't say anything.
Just
and
don't
that's
say anything.
Better than praising someone who has other children, and he's obviously, like, you guys, the power dynamic's different. So when it comes to like you guys and your family and your kids, he's gonna act completely different because there's something that he can gain from you guys.
Yes.
But to all these other kids that, you know, he has to actually like pay up, and he can't really gain or profit off of them, it's gonna be a completely different dynamic.
Of course, yeah.
And I don't understand. They can't be ignorant to that. Like, they must know that that's like a thing. So
they must know it's a thing, but why give him that platform? Like,
yeah.
Kanye, they pretty much kind of exiled, like, after the anti-Semitic thing. They talked about it briefly, but they kind of like wrote him off the show, which is like they should, you know what I mean? Because like, you're an anti-Semite, like, you're disgusting and you don't apologize for it. it's like, this is weird that they're like, they made the whole episode about him and like bringing him up, and like everyone, Chris and Kim and everyone is like talking about him and how great he is. And like, this is like a slap in the face to everybody. And it's just like, you guys look so dumb. You look so stupid. And I have no more sympathy for Chloe. God, I felt so bad for her. But honestly, she's just stupid things after stupid things. It's like one thing, like you said, to not drag him through whatever, but you're just like, and letting him stay with you. He has money. Stay in a hotel.
That
like,
killed me.
there's no boundaries. Oh, there's boundaries. We're not together. I'm like, no.
What, he was getting like his roof repaired or something,
Yeah.
and Chloe sat down and was like, I'm excited, basically like talking about how she's excited for him to go back to his own house, like asking when construction's gonna be done, but she was like laughing and giggling, kicking her feet throughout the whole thing. I'm like, you aren't, like, please be serious.
Yeah.
Like, Chloe's just so far gone, that's why
So
I've kind
far
of like
gone.
given up. That's why she's not, I used to love her, but she's just not.
I know. I did too. I actually really got into the Kardashians in the Hulu season. I was kind of all for him. But the more I realized it, the more I like sympathize with Courtney. I'm like, yeah, get the hell away from this family. You have your own family, girl. I'm supporting that now. Like, I'll watch Courtney and Travis over the Kardashians any day. I would rather watch Kendall and whoever over the Kardashians. Like, they seem a little more sane. I don't know. I just think it's such a mess. Such a mess. I just don't like any of it. I'm just like, and it just made me so mad. And I like was so upset about it because I really did love them. And I'm like, wow, you're really doing this? Like, and you're really, I don't know, just a slap in the face. And showing people like just like the wrong example of everything. Like, just, I don't know. It's just horrible.
Sometimes we'll come through with like some good takes or at least some entertaining episodes, but they have a lot of bad moments, a lot of bad takes.
And they always try to balance it when they have like someone just like disgusting and evil like Tristan with like doing something good, like Kim with the, you know, the prison reformer or whatever, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like, yes, like, that is good, but the way they like kind of balance that, it's kind of like, oh, you also think Tristan's a good person, so I don't know about your judgment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I would trust you. I don't know. It's very... They give me the ick. There's so, I guess it's this week. I don't know what it is. I actually thought it was going to be very like lighthearted on serious, but I was like, God, a lot of people are giving me the ick this week.
There is a lot of like...
Is there anything positive happening? Oh my God, and Drake. Okay, wait. So Drake he also was dissing a guy. He was dissing a guy named Joe Budden.
Oh, yeah.
I kept thinking it was Joe Biden. I was like, do you know the difference?
I knew Joe Budden was not Joe Biden, but I also don't really. I thought he's like something in music, right?
I actually have no idea. He's not Joe Biden. I know that. And I'm like, oh my God, Drake is beefing with Joe Biden and Joe Budden. He kept coming for him. And I was like, wait, why would you not change your name if your name is Joe Budden? Change it. Like, not Joe
or at least
Biden.
you go by Joseph Budden, and then you get a little bit different.
No, it still sounds like Joe Biden sounds like Joe Budden. And I thought that was crazy. Oh my God, I didn't even talk about the beginning of the show. I'm on Galore.
Oh yeah,
I keep forgetting. I'm on another magazine cover this week. It's called Galore Magazine. Check it out. It's like an online magazine, I think, but they have like great people. They had Carmen Electra. They just did Christina Aguilera. They have like really Alabama Barker, just queens all around on Galore. And I'm on Galore. I'm a Galore cover girl. So go check it out. We did some at-home shots. We've been shooting everything at home, so it's been actually really nice. Malibu got in a few shots with me. It was very fun. They shot everything on film. It was so cute. They had a stylist come. They had makeup come. The cover is like this Maryland era. We even did some stuff in our Just Trish studios. And yeah, I have to give a shout out to the Just Trish audience. I feel like I'm making a little bit of a comeback. I feel like I have comebacks every couple years. And I'm just gonna manifest that this stays. That there's no gonna be a way. It's just gonna be a big comeback forever. And I feel like this is it says on the Galore cover, it says entering a new era. So I don't know what this era is, but I think it's a Just Trish era. Just Trish and family. It's not just Trish. It's just Trish and Oscar and Moses and babies and all that stuff like that. So I think that's the Just Trish. I don't know. I don't know what the new era is. I would love to be a feature on like The Weeknd or Nicki Minaj. I would love to be a feature.
Maybe when Nicki comes here, you can ask.
I would love it. I could do a little rap. I just, God, I know her songs, but I can't think of them on the spot. I just like.
The shoot is like really iconic. Like this is kind of sickening. It's like a big sleigh.
Thanks.
Very big sleigh.
It's
I'm
all
like
film.
gagged.
Thank
I'm
you.
very gagged. It's beautiful.
Oh my God. Okay, so we did a little King Tut moment. They did like a whole.
I'm glad the tiger got to be utilized. Like that is iconic.
People live for the tiger.
Yeah.
They really love the tiger, which is great. Tiger, that's my little King Tut moment. Then they did a little emo moment. I felt like I looked a little bit like Kourtney Kardashian Barker in there.
I see it.
I felt a little bit her.
Yes.
My Dolce era with my black veil.
Don't let Kourtney see it.
Don't let Kourtney see it. So they did like emo Trish. It was really funny.
You
just the way.
decided to rock out. Not everyone.
Yeah. Well, we are all rocking out, Kim. We are off the Kardashian wagon. We all want to rock out like Kourtney. And then we did a little Marilyn moment, which was nice. That was their idea, but I loved it. We did a whole. I was in the Just Trish studio, but I was in a green like velvet dress. And it was very weird to not be in pink in here, but I like it. This is why I like fashion people and stylist people. They see the vision. I think if you're in a pink studio, you need to wear pink, but I like that they're like, no, wear some dark color in a room of pink. And I was like, yeah, okay, it's kind of cute. So we had that. And then, yeah, we just shot around the house. We're trying to build more spaces in the house to shoot at. So like right now, Moses is building a little tavern for me.
I was going to say the tavern teas that have been going on are so good.
It's going to elevate. It's going to elevate for sure. We're also building a little drive-through window, a bedazzled drive-through window with all bedazzled McDonald's and stuff like that. So
this is literally a set. Like this is like
it's a set.
It's literally a studio, just for studio.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, come shoot here. We have because we have like now 3 magazines come to shoot here, and so I'm just like, okay, we need to get more areas to shoot because it's just gonna be the same. But they always love the gesture studio. I love how they did it behind the scenes. They kind of like showed all the equipment in the shot. I thought was kind of cool. So it was cool, and it was all on film. So they shoot like 3 photos and then they're done because it's like film or something. So it was very cool. The photographer was a young man who was like this model. He's like 20 years old. All these photographers are so young. But I have to think, actually, this generation, if you're 20, because all the photographers, I've worked with 3 photographers on 3 different covers. The next cover comes out in November, I think. And they're also young. They're all like 20. And the heads of these magazines will say like, oh, well, like thank the photographer because they wanted to shoot you. You know, they're like, we didn't know. And so like the people are maybe my age or older. And then, yeah, all these like young photographers are like, oh, you guys should shoot Trisha. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank you to the new generation. I just love it that they're in these positions now where they can, hopefully now when they get a little older, they'll be the heads of TV studios and they'll be like, we need Trish, because we're still in this era of like TV people being a little just like outdated. They just don't know. Yeah. But I think once I'm 40 and this generation's like 25, 27, 28, 30, they're going to put me on TV. That's
once they're
making
all the big like decisions. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it'll happen because I'm seeing it already. And I'm just like, because I'm like, oh, this is so weird. I'm getting like all these magazines and all these like opportunities. And then I'm realizing like all these people are so young. They're all like 20 and they're like, oh, we heard about it from this person. And I'm like, oh, love that. So, which is kind of like, I feel like how I got all those interviews like Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, was because of you.
That's true. Actually, you know? Yeah, like we need to get Trisha on.
Yeah. So I think when you have people who are just like a fan of what you do or whatever, I think it's cool. I'm like, okay, so if you guys work at a big TV station or something, put me in, coach. I'm ready to go in because no one gets it. But I think you have to hear it from like the cool people.
You have to get the lore, you know. You have to like really be in. You have to be plugged into like the Trish cinematic universe, and then you really get the vision. I think.
Yeah, it's very cool because it's very much a compliment. When they wanted to do like a King Tut thing, I was like, this is so random, and I was like, but I love it, and it made sense because they're all young. So, anyway, so I'm young, I'm cool, I'm a Galore cover girl. So check out Galore. It's on Instagram. We're doing a shared post, which is very cool these days. Those shared posts. Yeah, I like them. I like them sometimes. I don't like it when random people try to do them with me. Not random people, but sometimes people I work with will try to like have me share a post. And I'm just like, no. And I'm not talking about like makeup and hair. Like I love my artist. Yeah, I'll do that all day long. I'm just talking about like there's just been random people like work on our house and they want to like do a joint post of like our pipes. I'm like, no. Very weird. I'm like, we paid. I don't know why we're doing a joint post, but I love a joint post moment. But check out the Just Trish Pod while you're at on Instagram. We are Just Trish Pod. We're posting our Halloween photos. Me and Oscar had our little photo shoot today.
And we're getting ready for like a 2.0. I think we're really gearing up. Like things are changing around here. We got some, we're going to start rolling out some big changes, I think.
I love it. Yeah, you were like on it last week with all the stuff. And we're starting earlier. Sometimes in the day, the Hot Topics, we would be doing it like 4. We're starting at like 10.
Yeah, like last week, we got a really late start. I think that's why I didn't start editing until like maybe 8.
Which is crazy. Yeah. Oscar edits like overnight.
So it was wild. That was a rough one. But this is literally 2.0. We have so many exciting things coming. Probably within like the next week or 2. We'll start rolling them out.
It's so exciting. And with Halloween episodes, it's just fun to be in theme.
We're upping it up around here.
Yeah. It is kind of hard to like plan stuff though. I'm kind of like, oh my God. Like, sometimes I get a little stressed like, because like next week's costume, like, is my necklace coming in? This week's costume, like, is my mask coming in? It was supposed to be a silver mask. They did gold, but it came from like India. So I couldn't just like, return it. I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have the gold one, I guess. So it gets a little stressful sometimes, but it's not stressful. I mean, there's actual stressful things happening in the world. I mean, I hate when people say that when there's like, oh, this, and I get it. Everyone has their problems, but sometimes you have to put that in perspective. Like, it's not stressful. Why did I say it was stressful? Yay! We're gonna get Nicki Minaj. We're gonna get Abel. We're gonna get Ice Spice. Brittany. Brittany's book's coming out soon. Yeah. Brittany seems harder and harder. The more people I've been talking to lately, I heard she wants money to be on the podcast. Oh, really? Someone told me 20 million was the number.
Can we get a loan?
Who can loan us 20 million? Will you buy my Birkin? It's one step closer. I'm giving up on the Birkin. The Birkin's in my collection now. It's there forever. We are Rainbow Pride. Can't wait for next June. I love a Pride Birkin.
It's kind of part of your lore now, I think. The Birkin that you couldn't sell.
Is.
Yeah.
I think I'm upping it now. I think it's got to go for 100,000.
Yeah, it's like historic.
Yeah.
Now.
It's kind of crazy. I don't know what I was. I guess I really wanted those boots. I'm like, I don't know why I was going so hard. But anyways.
Speaking of boots, I really wanted your take on this because I'm kind of torn. Did you see the CROC cowboy boots?
No.
Oh my God. I need to pull a photo up for
Yes.
you because I need your take.
Oh, I love a CROC.
Because the internet is very split on if they're cute or if they're ugly.
The internet doesn't know shit because they also think Uggs are ugly, and I love
an
more.
Ugg.
I love the Uggs like slippers. That's my new thing that I've been loving. It's so cute. You never wear Uggs here though. You always wear...
I have them in my closet. I love winter, like fall winter with an Ugg.
Yes.
I've had the same Ugg since like 2010.
Which one?
I think.
Just like the classic
Just
Ugg
a
boot?
classic chestnut. Yeah.
Oh, the chestnuts are the best. Yeah, I have
Yes.
those. What size are you?
Like 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God, I love.
Aren't they cute?
You like them? I love them.
I like them. I didn't know they were Crocs the first time I saw them on X/Twitter. I just saw a photo. I was like, oh, those are kind of cool.
They're so
Because I do I like the idea of a cowboy boot. I've never but cowboy boots seem uncomfortable. But these, I'm like, oh, those seem like a comfortable cowboy boot.
But now I'm like thinking the calf situation.
That's exactly
How's
why
your calves?
I kind of have thick calves.
But you don't. It's weird. You have like thick legs, but your calves don't look too large.
They get big around like this section, I think. Like you have an my ankles.
Yeah, your ankle's very little.
But
You have good legs. You have nice legs.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's a good.
I don't know. I think they're cute, but people really hate them.
Why?
I don't know why. People are really, really hating on them.
I think it's like this weird, are we in some cycle? Are we in the red moon, the Mercury rising? Are we something? Because there is something happening where even me today, I'm kind of feeling I'm kind of a hater on everything right now.
The haters coming out.
The haters are coming out. Oh my God. I wonder why. There must be something happening.
The Crocs feature a spinning spur charm, and they launch October 23rd, and they cost $120.
Okay, good price point. Spinning. What's it made out of? What's the spur made out of? Metal?
It's metal, yeah.
No! Wait, that defeats the whole point of a Croc. That's like so uncomfortable.
But that's just the spur, though. It's not the actual, like...
Yeah, but it's metal on the back. What if you fall or hit someone or like your baby's like playing with it or something? I don't know. It sounds... They should make a plastic one, like a Croc.
Well, maybe it is plastic. I'm kind of just... I assumed from the photo it was metal,
right.
But...
That seems kind of weird. I wonder what the top is made out of. Is the top made out of a Croc?
I think it looks like the Croc material.
I'm a big Croc fan. I had the Barbie Crocs. I'm a Croc fan.
People have said the direct quotes dragging the cowboy boot Crocs are, "Fashion is dead. This is criminal."
Who's this? Just
This
random people on
Twitter.
X?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have called the boot an abomination, and another commenter said, "Me and my boys aren't buying this respectfully."
Oh, that's respectful. I love how people. Oh my God, but I guess I do too. What is the phenomenon of people needing to like give their opinion on everything? Because I guess I do, but like this kind of thing, I don't think I comment on. Like, why comment? It feels good. It feels good to get your opinion out there.
Yeah.
I guess on most things, on certain things, like on fun things, on unserious things. Like
yes,
Crocs,
yes,
I get
yes.
it.
Yeah.
Like let's rip into the Crocs. I love the Crocs, but
Me too.
I kind of get it if something's like ugly. I don't know. I guess I've never commented like, "Ooh, this is ugly."
I'm sure, and then they're gonna be like 20
I know.
tweets.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't think I've been that person though, because that's like so aggressive to be like, "This is ugly."
Abomination is a strong word. Yeah,
that's wild.
Or criminal. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's not criminal. You're taking away from the seriousness of actual criminals out there. Like, I'm sure the UGG did not do anything. You're UGG over Croc.
Just because of my experience. I haven't had like a full experience with a Croc yet, but I'm not opposed, I don't think. I kind of want to try like, I'm nervous about the cowboy boot fitting into it with my calves, but I do want to try the cowboy boot. I think I would. $120 isn't bad.
I should try that. Because UGG though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, I sometimes have a problem with the calves for those.
Yeah.
I wear the knit ones. They have like a knit cable one that's like fold over. Yeah. And sometimes I do, or the instep sometimes too. I have to really get a bigger. I guess UGGs do kind of.
Well, the tall ones, like the tall UGGs,
can't
it's
fit
over.
those. But I love the way those look.
Me
when
too.
people have like little legs, they look so good.
I love when I was in high school. I loved like seeing all the girls in UGGs. I was like, oh, like I want to be like that. And then I tried to get like, first of all, getting like a size 11 tall UGG is a tall order.
Really?
No pun intended. For guys.
Oh, they don't make them or what?
No, there was like the off-brand of UGG made like the tall. So I had those for a long time.
I love that. I had the off-brands too, just because they were cheaper.
But I'm not like tall. So like they went like, I had no leg. I had no leg. I was just like, UGG.
That's cute though. I kind of love that though. Mine would just never fit. I'm just like, no way. The little ones I can maybe fit, but.
The worst part is like you take them off though and you see how much they've stretched around your calf.
Oh, no.
It was like, yeah, ankle and then calf.
Oh
I'm like,
my
oh my
gosh.
god, but
Yeah, I'd be triggered. I think that's good they stretch though. Like I was like, maybe my calf could fit in there. They need to make wide calf Uggs.
they should.
I'm surprised they don't.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'd even fit me. Because like the wide calf Givenchy didn't fit
Well, I
me.
feel like Givenchy, how wide is wide fit Givenchy though?
Well, it looked pretty wide. I've seen people try them on. I don't know. I'm still in a conundrum over that. I'm just like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I question like high fashion, like
I do too.
houses sometimes.
But the person I met in Santa Monica last week, they told me that I was going to be a high fashion model. They're like this like clairvoyant. They're like, I see you doing high fashion. I was like,
oh
what?
my god.
So maybe I'm the next Dolce. Watch out, Kardashians.
Oh my god.
I wear a black veil at my wedding in 2021, so I beat them.
If you're like in all the fashion weeks and you're like the fashion it girl, that would be a gag.
There is a plus size girl. I don't know if she models for them or she just goes. Do you know Remy Bader?
That sounds familiar.
She's like a TikTok girl. And I want to say she's at all these fashion weeks. I just don't know if she models or she's just there. But I kind of live for her going to all these shows. It's kind of like, I love that. She's at like Saint Laurent.
Oh, this girl, yeah, she's at the Oscars and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they get there? I mean, I love it. Like, literally no hate to her. I love her. But it's like, how are they there? They must just have good managers.
At the Oscars? Or just
in general, I guess.
Yeah, I think, well, a lot of the times, like, events and stuff will need, like, influencers, so it's kind of just, and then it's kind of like you said, like, there's some young people who know of people, like, follow, like, influencers, and then they recommend them.
Oh, I see.
Or if they have, like, the management, and then they go to, like, this one management, they have a roster, and then they pitch some talent.
Because you can, like, pay, like, PR people, too, right, to go to events and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think New York Fashion Week, I think people paid like thousands of dollars to go. I think it was like up to $10,000 to like be seated at a fashion show.
That's like People Magazine. You can pay to have your like wedding announcement in there. Because I always saw like random people get in there. I'm like, that's kind of random. And then when we were getting married, our planner was like, yeah, you can pay people to be like your exclusive feature. And I was just like, why would I do that when like actual art like companies just write it for me? You know what I mean? I've never paid for press. I don't think it's weird. I guess it's worth it to get yourself out there. To me, I think it's just better if it just like naturally happens because that means you are the it girl. It's happening right now, you know?
Yeah.
I was shocked. Like I think our first ever publications was when I was pregnant because no one really wrote about our wedding, but when I got pregnant, it was like Us Weekly, all those people. I was like, oh my God, it girl. But Malibu was the it girl. She was the it girl for sure. But now it's kind of weird when people like write about stuff. You're like, oh, that's so cool. I don't know.
And it comes up randomly. Like you just post about it and then people will pick it up. But it's like, it's like, at least for how it works with us is like, we flag things that like we personally think are interesting and then someone writes it. So
right. That's so interesting that way. Because the people who pay, again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just always like, I guess what's the point? I guess they're trying to get out there. They're hoping maybe somebody will see it. Like, oh, the people engagement photo. Who's that couple?
Yeah.
But everyone has a first look on people, so that's why I'm kind of like, it's kind of...
All press is good press, as they say.
I don't know if people is, but do we love them? I don't know. But I don't know. I think it's just when something's oversaturated, where everybody's like, we're engaged for people's first look. It's like, okay, well.
E! News had an exclusive on influencer that I thought was kind of... Just because they had an Emma Chamberlain exclusive this past weekend. And I thought that was kind of like
How did they get that?
It was like a source. I don't know what.
Who do you think it is? Do you think it's like a management, like Emma's management does it?
I don't know. Well, maybe. But they've been rumors to be. I've like heard that they've been broken up for a while. I think like a week or two. It's been like going around that they.
Didn't even know she was dating. She never posted.
She's pretty low profile. I think Emma Chamberlain was dating Role Model, who's like an indie kind of like musician.
That's his real name.
No, his real name is Tucker. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I thought someone would be like, wow, they named their kid Role Model, which is kind of cool. Tucker. Doesn't have the same ring. No. Role Model is
Role
better.
Model is definitely a cooler name. She was with them for 3 years. And I think they were low profile at first, but they'd done like red carpets together. I think she was in one of his music videos. So they were like
a singer?
Kind of on the low. Yeah.
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
I like Emma Chamberlain. I'm a fan.
I really like Emma Chamberlain. But
she's kind of like, her and Liza kind of just like disappeared off social and just went mainstream.
Yeah. It is pretty wild. Like
that's impressive to me. Like, how do you do that? I guess you have to be a small little girl.
Well, I remember with Emma, I mean, her glow up was like so crazy big. But again, you kind of blew my mind when you said this with like young people, like, you know, seeing it, being fans and like getting in positions, because I remember Emma's first red carpet was BeautyCon 2018 or 2018. And I remember being so excited. Like, she wasn't even on the list of talent for, like, on BeautyCon, because I was covering the red carpet or pink carpet, whatever.
Oh my God,
and
I love that.
I had, like, the list of talent, and it was, like, a bunch of influencers and stuff. Emma was not on the list, but I had seen that, like, one of her friends was there. And then the second she came off her photos, I was like, I need to talk to this girl. It was, like, right when she got big. Like, she was making the coffee vlogs and all that stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I think that's kind of, like, what happened. Like, people just genuinely liked her, and then they kind of, like, got in positions of, like, someone at Louis Vuitton was a stan, like, some intern, I think. And then, you know.
Yeah, they're like, get Emma.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's so cool. It's just like interesting to see that happen.
I know. And for her, it was so, like, literally just, well, like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
She's every fashion show, like every mainstream, Met Gala, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. She was like she hosted the Met, right?
Yeah, the red carpet.
Because Liza was doing that too. And then now it's like Emma.
Yeah. And I've always loved Emma. We had a little bit of beef, but
What's your beef with Emma Chamberlain? We had beef too, but I've talked about it before. You tell me your beef.
Well, because at that first interview, like, it was when she was, like, rumored to be dating the Dolan. It was like the Sister Squad, like, Dolan era.
I forgot about
And so
that.
we asked. Well, I asked about her and Ethan, I think, and then she was cool during that, but then after, I don't think she liked that.
Why?
We included it in the, because she's very, I think even since then she was, like, private about, like, her relationships or whatever.
But she didn't say anything to you.
Not that, but her friends, like, would found me and messaged me on Instagram, and, like, were dragging me, and I was like, oh my God.
You're very good at asking those questions. Like, I could never. Like, I always say, Ariana Grande is here. I'm not gonna ask her about Ethan Slater because you might. So, girl, you moved in with Ethan Slater. Like, I could never. But I know that's like what would get the views.
Especially for, like, YouTube. Like, for her, that was what everyone were like wondering about at the time. And I think I was also just genuinely curious. But a couple years later, her friends apologized. That was nice. But
what, are they like YouTube friends or just random friends?
They were YouTubers. Yeah, like it was her YouTube squad at the time. Like, her first round of, like,
okay,
and they're all very sweet. But they were also teenagers, so I just like really hold it against them. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, she was like actual 17 when
she
I
was
like
17.
came across her.
Yeah.
And I remember it was David. David was like wanting to bring up to my apartment. I'm like, she's like 17. Like, I don't know if I should be at like my 30-year-old apartment with my 40-year-old boyfriend and like this like kid. Like, I don't know. The whole thing was, so I had her stay down in the car and they made me feel like shit for it. They made me feel bad for it. And I'm sure at the time she probably thought I was like stuck up or something like that. But it really was just like, why are you guys hanging out? And they would hang out with her a lot. They go to like parties with her. And I'm like, she's 17. Y'all are of age. Like, David was of age. He was like 21. The other person was like 40 something. So I was just like, what is wrong with you guys?
She was also visiting because she lived in San Francisco. So she was down to like be 17, literally so new to YouTube because that was when she had literally just started. Like, she started and got big really quick. The power dynamic is really off.
And I think she maybe said something, but not directly said something about the David, like not that she's like not a fan or something weird with that happened. Or she like talked something about her experience in it. I don't know. But
yeah, it's cool now because she's like so grown up and intelligent.
Totally. I love her. Like, I'm like so obsessed. Like, I wish she was in my apartment hanging out, but if she was like 20 or something, you know, but
I don't know. I think the way she sees her like younger years is probably very different from,
of course,
you know.
Yeah, that's why in general I try to like stay away from like 17-year-olds because it's just like they have a lot to learn and grow and they should be around other 17-year-olds doing that and like their parents and all that stuff like that, not like 20-year-old party boys and all that. I don't know. It's weird. I get it though. You like want to be cool and you want to be with the crowd, especially when you're starting out and like stuff like that. I get it. It's just like sad to me. I'm just like, I want to protect all of them. I'm just like Millie Bobby Brown too. I'm just like, oh, poor thing. I guess she's fine. She's like engaged or something. But yeah. But
the internet was very sad about Emma's breakup, which I didn't know people were that invested in her because she's so low key about it.
Yeah, because I follow her photo dumps. I do everything, and I didn't know she dated at all.
She's super low key about it. But yeah, people were like, the internet was like also very heartbroken over it. It's another one that like people were really invested. I think because they were kind of like the alternative kind of couple. Like, he was like a singer songwriter, and you know, Emma's like, she loves like alternative music and stuff. So I think people got into the whole fantasy. But there was like a blind item like 2 weeks ago that they had broken up, that they overheard it. Emma had like, it's funny seeing like the speculation because it seemed kind of unserious, but it ended up being true. So I'm like, okay. But she had removed his songs from like her 2023 playlist. She had like 2 songs in there that she took out.
How do you see that?
It's like a public playlist. Okay. So one of her fans noticed it and was like, did they break up? Because she removed the songs. And then
that seems so weird.
I know. And then this other one was like wilder. It was like, Tucker didn't like, she usually always likes her Instagrams the second she posts, and he hasn't liked the last 2 photos. And you're reading it like, okay, like reach, but it ended up being true. So I'm like, oh my God.
And that's such like to me, I feel like that's a very, what is the word? Like direct statement if you don't like someone's photo. Because I feel like back when we started dating, like, I mean, like, we would like break up, like I don't know if you do call it, we'd break up here and there, and like he would still like my photos, so you wouldn't even know. And I would unfollow. Actually, I did unfollow him. I unfollowed him, but on TikTok he only follows one person. So I think I blocked him. I mean, this was like 2020 Trisha. I was still like a little unhinged. I was very unhinged back then, but I like blocked him everywhere. But I didn't want to block him on TikTok because I was the only one he followed. So I thought, oh my god, like I'll be the only one. So I never did. But yeah, I just feel like that's a very public thing. It's like Ariana liking Ethan's photos and stuff. You know, it's very public. Which, you know, I guess that's like a statement you want to make. You take off their songs. So I'm like, why would you take off the songs? Like, it seems like a lot.
I don't know. It's kind of subtle, but it's also a statement.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, I feel like there's more. What's the opposite of subtle?
Unsubtle.
Obvious. Direct. I don't know. Yeah. Obvious, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very obvious thing. I don't know. Also, the people that see that right away, like what?
Well, when you're a stan of someone, like, and you like when you're younger, you have the time to like really be invested in like, you know, following along. I think. I guess
if you're like a positive stan, I feel like I have the stans that like don't think they're stans. They think they're like they hate me, but they like really love me because they're the first people that see everything. Yeah. They're the, you know, and I'm just like, wow. Like again, I kind of take it almost as a compliment. Like I don't really look at the unhinged people anymore, but I'm like, wow, like people are really invested. Like they'll see every little thing you do and they'll like read into it. It's very interesting.
It's a lot to like dedicate like a lot of your free time and a lot of your life, especially if you don't like someone.
Yeah, if you like him, I see it. I can see that. So if you're like obsessed, like you love Taylor, so you're gonna see. Would you know if Taylor unfollowed someone?
I would see it because I follow people who like are on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
so you follow that. So like the Barbs, are the Swifties the same?
The Swifties are on it.
Who do you think is more extreme?
Oh my god, that's hard.
Barbs are on it. My whole For You page is Barbs now.
I know. I've been
interacting.
I would say Barbs are very, 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 very like they're in the weeds, you know. But something about like the past year or two with like Aerosol, the Swifties have been like very, like I don't know, they've been wild. Every time someone like utters a bad word against Taylor, like they're on it. Like the Barstool Sports people, like
oh, what did they say?
I forgot which one.
And who is it? The women or the men now?
It was a man. A man on Barstool was saying like, if she wants to be at the games, I need to see a sex tape of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Who's that?
One of the, I don't know his name. One of the guys.
I mean, why are they? I guess they're just trying to be shocking, but they're just annoying.
It's like that's like rage baiting, I think for sure. And the Swifties were enraged, so they were like, on his ass.
It just again like screams like lacking intelligence. I don't know, when men talk about anything that like women's body parts, anything, I'm just like, you're so ick. Like there's I don't know. It's like the era we live in. Like what is your deal? Like we don't do sex tapes anymore. We don't talk about women like that. Like
I don't know. I think it's literally just like you put a podcast mic in front of a straight man, they want to say something to like get a reaction.
I thought Barstool was like turning around because I think Dave Portnoy like bought it back.
I think some of them, I mean, I guess it depends on the person. Like I don't think he represents all of Barstool, but
I feel like he does. He's like Mr. Barstool. He's like on all the podcasts. Like he talks
Dave.
about.
I mean, like that whatever that guy.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything. I
don't know anything about Barstool.
Yeah, their takes are just always bad. I'm just like, I guess that's their thing. I think people do say that. Like when we scroll through TikTok, we just see like couples like, oh, this is the problem with men. This is the problem with women. So I think people, I don't know, podcast people are annoying, except for us. I think that's why we're doing good, because we're like the not annoying. People are just so annoying with like their takes. I think we have pretty good takes, but there's so many people like, this is the problem with men. This is the problem with women. Especially the people who have like couples podcasts. I've always said this from the beginning. I am in a great relationship. I would love to have a podcast with my husband. I just think they're so annoying. They both have these bad takes and these bad, and no one's like trying to like counter, like no one's trying to like question them or push back. Like I hate it. And there's just a lot of straight couples that are just so damn annoying. Yeah. Like they're so annoying. Like, oh, men need to do this and women need to be more like, I miss when women were like this and it's like, God, they're so annoying.
And I feel like for me, like a lot of my takes, I'm not like, I'm willing to change and like, you know, there's only a few things that I'm like super passionate about and like know enough about that I'll stick to my guns. But
of them, what's one?
I mean, like the girlies I stand, like
Taylor, Olivia,
the stuff that I'm like, I just know a lot about. I'm like educated on.
Yeah.
I'll stick to them. But a lot of stuff I'm like willing, if I see different sides of the story, like things can change. Like you can shift depending on, you know, it's not like set in stone.
Open-minded to see all aspects. Like so many people have like just such clear, like again, I found the name of that podcast. I think it's called the Unplanned Podcast. It's that couple who are talking about like weird baby names. And I'm just like, why? Why do people care? Like, why are you wasting your breath on this? Why is there a whole podcast about this? Like, it just bothers me. Like, I don't care if you have a boring ass name for your baby. I don't care if you have a crazy ass name for your baby. Like, it does not affect me. And people just like have to comment on this stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to comment. Like, you just don't have to comment on everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's a girl on TikTok. She's all over my For You page. It's crazy. She was, did you see it? She's like, her husband went to a bar and he came home with someone that was like gonna rob their house, and she has like there was a baby and his wife was at home. She's basically like, my husband, he shouldn't drink because when he drinks too much. He went out to a bar at 3 a.m., came home with a guy, and I was like, what the heck? Like, this guy was gonna rob us because he was scoping out the place. She found out that the bartender said that they were gonna rob them or something, and then people are like giving comments, and now she's like defending. She's, wow, you guys never made a mistake when you're drunk. Like, this is not how marriage works. You don't just divorce. I'm like, you're the one sharing this story online. Like, you don't need to share everything that happens in your life. Like, nobody would know about the story. Nobody would care about the story if you're not the one talking about it. And people get so offended. They try to like defend their piece of shit husbands. I'm just like, because everyone was saying like divorce. Just, wow, you guys have no idea how marriage works. I'm like, you don't have any idea how marriage works. You're airing out this dirty laundry of like this guy, your husband, who has like a drinking problem, who's like bringing home strangers to his children. Like, you're the weirdo. And this is the perfect example of like, you don't need to share everything. Like, you just don't. Like, I love to share a lot of things, but there's a lot of things I don't need to share. Like, you just don't. And that's why my hard rock that I'll always stand on is the Trisha Thompson. I can't stand the Kardashians. It's like, you don't have to put Tristan in the show. Like, you guys have a ton of boring episodes of Kendall and Kylie driving around a parking lot. Just keep that footage in there. Go to a grocery store again. Like, I'd rather watch that than anything about Tristan Thompson. And I just don't get it. Honestly, I'd rather see Corey talk. Corey's more interesting than all of them. I like Corey. They talk about Corey and he's shown, but he never talks. I'm like, well, I think he's more interesting than all of them. They'll always be like, yeah, we talked about Corey, but they never talked to Corey. I don't know why they don't. I guess there was an incident where he said he would like slap one of the kids or something like that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then I guess they never really showed him again. Apparently, because I wasn't a fan back then, but apparently he said that. I remember
reading that. Yeah.
And then people were like, some people were on his side, but they never really show him talk anymore. Maybe that's why they like banished him from talking.
Off the cuff things.
Yeah.
Like out of pocket.
But again, they're the executive producers. They can edit this stuff.
I know.
So they choose to put this stuff out there, and I'm like, you know, and it's really just random people. And I don't knock it. It's just funny to me how like random people start podcasts, because at the end of the day, like if you're not like my reputation, it's ruined. It's whatever. People already think whatever of me. But these people have like normal jobs, normal lives. Their jobs start getting harassed and stuff like that. I'm like, why would you put yourself in that position to say these outlandish things when you're not that person? You know, you're just like a normal person.
Yeah, like the rage. Like a lot of people want to say something like, even if they don't fully believe it, like they'll just say something really extreme to either have the people who believe it agree with them, or the people who are opposite of that engage with the content to call them out. And that would give me so much anxiety. Like I couldn't live my life like making people upset or being so extreme that like everyone has an opinion on your opinion. That's so wild.
Yeah, because that's a very big, like, that's your life path you're gonna go on. So these people have like normal lives, normal kids. Like I did that obviously in my 20s, but like I couldn't imagine doing that now with like a child and like this normal life and stuff, like putting that at risk to just be like obnoxious. Like I did that out of desperation. I didn't have a college degree or anything. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to make money this way. I'm just going to be outlandish and say outlandish things. And so like, that's my path. And I'm telling you, it's not an easy path still to this day. Like there's a lot of people that don't like me, don't want to work with me. So when people do this, I'm like, what are you doing? And there's that one girl, I always see that Pearl girl doing it now. I'm like, girl, this is the path you're on, but I don't know if this is like the right, hopefully she's making money and saving it. But these people with like podcasts that don't get a lot and that are saying these things, I'm just like, there's these two older women, and again, not trying to be ageist, but they're older women. They have a podcast called like I've Had Enough, or I've Had It.
And they're sweet, right?
No.
Oh,
they're like,
not?
I've had it with, and they get so mad. Like, I don't even know.
But I thought they were, I mean, I've only seen clips, and because Trixie Mattel, I think, was on there.
Really?
I think.
They're like two older Karen looking people. They're very Karen-y. These people.
Yeah.
What?
Katya was on and Trixie was on separately.
Wait, okay. Why do I only see them always hating? Like, they're saying it's not manifesting, it's not this. They're just so negative about everything. Okay, wait, what? Couples photo shoot, Mercury in retrograde.
The one thing I've had it with, up to my eyeballs, all of the morons that think their life is falling apart during Mercury in retrograde.
Like, I hate that. Like, I hate that. All these morons who think their life is falling apart during Mercury. It's such a true thing. It's actually like fact. It's actually fact. Like when there's like a shift in the universe and like things are like aligning weirdly. Like that's a fact. Like there's full moons, there's new moons for a reason. But also, why are you shitting on it? Like, why are you shitting on it? To be annoying. I think to be Karens because they look like Karens. Mothering is my full-time job. Wait.
The majority of mothers around the globe have a job and they have to raise their kids, right? Like a real job. So the ones that only do the mothering, that is privilege.
No, it's not. Oh my God. That especially, that makes me so upset because they're saying there's like full-time mothers that are also working. You can't do both. Like you're a part-time mom and you're working full-time. Like there's no way you're doing a full-time. That doesn't even make sense. Like you're not at home with your kids 24 hours and working a job. Like no, you're doing one or the other. So they're like, a full-time mother is someone staying at home full-time. So them being like, no, there's people who do full-time jobs and mothering. It's like, no, that's literally not. They go to work and they're full-time mothers. No, they have to drop them off at daycare. They're having someone working, which is fine, but that doesn't mean that means they're not full-time mothers. Like that's what bothers me. A full-time mother, you're staying at home with the kids, and it can drive you nuts. Like being at home with your child like all day, like could drive people nuts because you don't see other people, you don't get out of the house, you don't get to socialize. I think people who get to go to work and have like jobs and stuff like that, like they have it so much easier. They have a little break where someone else is taking care of their kids, and taking care of your kids is hard. Full-time is very, very hard. I have a really good husband who's pretty much full-time. Like now we'll have my mom watching our baby, which so that both of us are not full-time parents because we have help for a few hours, a couple days a week or whatever. We're still pretty full-time, but it is hard. It is so hard. And we are full-time a lot when we're not there. It's like, and it's a full-time job. So like that kind of stuff is like annoying. And like, do they have kids? Like I have to wonder. And do they think that they were full-time mothers working? Cause you're not, you're part-time. If you're working full-time, you're a part-time mom.
The way I interpret it is like, I think like being a parent in general is a full-time job no matter what. And I think having another job on top of that is just more work, basically. Being a parent in general, like no matter what you do, like having a kid, full-time job.
Well, obviously you're a parent all the time.
Yeah.
But you're not a full-time worker and a full-time mother. Like there's just no way. Like you're a mother always, but you're not watching that kid while you're at work. I know what you're saying, but I just am like, a full-time stay-at-home parent is 10 times harder than someone who can like leave.
I still think it's hard. Yeah.
There's just like it's almost like a break. It is a break. It is a break. Like right now, you know what I mean? It's like like yes, we're working, but it's a little bit of a break because you're not changing the diapers. You're not especially at a 1-year-old, like you have to watch every single move, and like that's stressful. So having like a little bit of a break where someone watches, yes, you're still a parent. Of course, you're on call and stuff like that, but this is a break. Like I'm like, to me, this is like fun. Like I'm talking whatever, not to say parenting is not. I don't know. I just so strongly disagree with that because she was basically saying like, she basically was saying you're not a full-time mother if you stay at home with the kids, that you're not as a hard worker as the people who go to a job.
Because like to me, I think it's kind of like whatever works for you as long as you're not a neglectful parent. Like
right.
There's some people who, if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, and that's a lot of work. I babysat for like 3 hours this weekend and I was like stressed every single second, worried the whole time, like, and it was hard. And so for me, like in that moment, I think work would have been easier for me. But there's some people, like it also depends on your job. There's some jobs like that people have to work that are just like miserable, and it like takes away time that you'd rather be with like a kid. Yeah. So in that way, it kind of like depends on the perspective.
It's just not harder. It's just not harder. I don't know. Like to say that it's harder for someone to work and be a parent as opposed to someone that stay at home. No, like a stay at home works just as hard. They're putting in just as many hours as you are into the day.
Yeah, I think it depends. I don't like the saying like one is harder than the other. So in that way, I think
they're equal is what I'm saying. Like you're both putting in you both have 24 hours in the day. You're both putting in 8 hours at a job. Because like that's, so I don't like when they say, I don't know, those women bother me. I don't know how they're nice. I don't know how people are on there. Maybe I need to watch more. I don't follow them. They pop up on my For You page all the time. And I'm just like, like when you're just already like Karen aesthetic and then you're also Karen on top of it. And I think they're doing it to be aggressive, to be like polarizing, to be like, well, because the topics are just very much that. They're very much like, no, you're not full time if you, I don't know. They bother me.
Because I've only seen when they have like gays on, and I think that's why.
Are they nice or are they aggressive?
No, they love it. Yeah, they love the gay community. So
well, they don't love the mom community apparently. I mean, we love the gays, but also like.
No, I know what you mean. Like,
and that was coming for women. I feel it always comes from like, oh wow, it's not manifesting. Oh, you think you're Mercury retrograde? No, you're just stuck at life. It's like let people just believe what they believe. Jesus, like some people that are mentally ill, like me, like that's what we need to get through life. And so they're just like, yeah. Totally. I was like, stop being a Karen. Like, stop. Is your life perfect? Definitely not. You could use some Botox, and they'll be, I don't believe in Botox. I just like. Nobody cares. Like just I guess when people talk about such personal things like that, it's like, I don't know. You only do a podcast to be an asshole, I think, for that reason.
Yeah, I think like you said, being polarizing is like how a lot of podcasts and stuff have success. And like, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't live that. I think I'd just be too anxious. Cause even like, because even with like that kind of topic in general, I'm like, well, to me, it's like whatever works for the individual person, whatever, as long as you're not like hurting yourself or your child, like, and
I agree. Yeah.
And I know how hard like working a job can be, but I also know how hard, or I don't know personally, but know from my family and, babysitting stuff, how hard being like responsible for a human being. Yeah, it's so hard. So
they're very hard, and so yeah, I don't think like
I think judging either way is like you just shouldn't.
And I used to be that way. I'd be like, oh my god, leaving your kid with a nanny, and oh my god, like so bad. And it's like I get it. One, you have to work or want to work. Like some people just want to work. They don't want their whole life to be their child, and like I think that's totally fine too. Like you should have your separate life too. Obviously, you're always a parent. And then yeah, but then I know it's like super hard to stay at home too. I love being at home with Malibu. It's so great, but it's a lot. I'm more exhausted by the day, and I have a really easy job too. I have a really great, easy, cushy job. But I get what you're saying too. Like you go to a 9 to 5, but I still think, yeah, I think that's why I just get mad in general when people judge parenting, because like you said, I think it's hard both ways.
Yeah.
To work is hard to leave your kid, and to stay at home it's hard because you don't feel like you have like a life outside your kids. So they're both very difficult.
Yeah, that's why I never like pass judgment on like parenting stuff unless it's like legitimate like neglect, because it's so
like 8 passengers
hard. Yeah, it is so freaking hard.
It's so hard.
And like different stuff works for different people, and like I think like as long as the child is not being harmed, I think that's really what it comes down to. But parent shaming in general, I'm like, oh my god, just like let people, like, as long as their baby is okay,
that's
and
why
safe
I don't share that
and
stuff.
loved. Yeah,
I never share like sleep stuff, like nothing, because I'm just eating stuff. Like I see people do fancy meals for their baby, and then I saw someone do like a realistic one where they have like frozen food for the baby, and people judge, and I'm just like, that's why I don't show anything, because like people, and in a way, yes, you put stuff out there, especially with your baby, people are gonna judge because people always have like something to say about it.
And I feel like a lot of the times it's people who don't like have kids that are saying.
Well, that was me. I was definitely a judgy person. I was like, wow, you do that with your kid. I would never do that, until you have kids. And it's hard. I mean, not to say we wouldn't like one day have a nanny if we got like super busy or something, or maybe it would change. Right now Moses does cameras and stuff like that, but maybe one day we hire a camera person, then he's with, because it's hard. And the older they get too, it's harder to like leave them, because especially Malibu, she's like so sweet and she's like so talkative, and she knows she's like when we leave now, and it's just like it is harder, but. Yeah, definitely people who judge, especially parents who judge, like shame on you. Like, how hard it is to,
Yeah.
So like, you're very mature for not having kids to even feel that way, No,
I mean, I've always felt that way, I think, but especially like having nieces and nephews and like being at the age where it's like thinking about kids and starting to like think about how my life would change if I had a kid. I'm like, oh my God. Cause there's days where it's like I have coworkers and stuff who, they work their 9-hour job. And then I think about that all the time. I'm like, okay, they have to go back, and then they're responsible for like baby and feeding them and entertaining them. I'm like,
that's why I think it's like equally as hard. That's why I don't say like staying at home is harder, because that is, like you said, you go to a 9 to 5. Like I don't have that job, and I would be so, then you come home and you have to, and there's so many people whose partners aren't helpful. So if you're the mom working and you come back, you have to, like they say, I have to cook, I have to bathe the child, you have to do all this stuff like that. So yeah, it does get really hard. I don't know how people do it.
People who judge, like if you give like your kid like an iPad or something, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Those people are just annoying. Like you're just annoying. Good if it doesn't work for your kid. Honestly, I was a TV baby, and I feel like I'm like so smart. Not to say I watched a lot of TV. I was like, that was my babysitter, because my parents just worked all the time. My mom was like working 5 jobs. So we watched TV. But I feel like I learned so much. And I do think she doesn't watch a ton of TV, but like at nighttime, if we're cooking, we put TV on, and she'll watch like Miss Rachel, and she like really learns. Like she can count. She's like 1 and she like counts. She's like really smart. So I think sometimes you can learn. We watched a lot of TV, and I feel like I learned so much about like life through TV. Like I didn't know about like gay or any of that stuff until like TV, truly. I was just like, oh, because I didn't know that in real life, you know what I mean? Or just diversity in general. Like I just didn't know any about that stuff. So I don't know. I think it can be education. Not to say I'm like we do try to limit screen time just in general so they can be creative, but
yeah,
I don't think it's the worst thing. And people who do, you're just like, you're annoying.
I know. That's why I'm just like, whatever gets you through the day, like makes you and your kids like happy and have a fulfilled life. And I guess I was like, because I had like a good childhood, and like my parents left me alone with the TV a lot and like the computer a lot, and I turned out, fine. And they still they were like never neglectful. They were always so supportive, sweet. Yeah.
And I like, and you're creative, I'm creative. Like I don't think it hinders your creativity. Like I still was definitely that person to put on shows, and like I'm always been creative. So it's not like being in front of a screen was like, I don't have any thoughts in my head. In fact, like still to this day, I feel like I'm inspired by things on TV. Like I see something, I'm like, oh, I'm really inspired by that. I don't know. It's kind of weird. People, I've had it with people that are like, is that the name of the podcast?
Yeah.
I've had it with podcast topics talking about personal issues. I just, see, now I turn into them and I'm like, God, it is just annoying. But I see all sides to it. I try not to take one side. It's, I don't know. I guess it's their shtick. They're probably nice. They look great. And honestly, I love older women doing stuff. Like, I'm going to be an older woman one day very soon. So I hope I'm still doing it. I hope I have a podcast at 40 or however old they are.
I know. I mean, from what I've seen with like the gays, they seem sweet. So I don't know.
Okay, well, if they're for the gays, then
With
I'm for
Trixie
them.
and Katya, they seem sweet.
Trixie and Katya have been on there?
Yes, individually.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe they're seeing something I don't. Which that very well could be. I just see on my For You page, they must show me the same angry clips because they're always angry.
Like some people just have, I think, takes that you don't agree with. But I think,
oh my God. But they make me angry. Like that made me angry. I don't know. And I don't like stuff that makes me angry like that. And I'm like, okay, they seem like sweet women. Maybe, I don't know. Don't come for my Mercury retrograde. We might be in it right now. And everyone's, maybe they're constantly in Mercury retrograde.
We just had, I remember the last time everything was going wrong, I looked it up and then it
Mercury
was.
retrograde, yeah. Or maybe it's menopause. Sometimes older women go through menopause and they feel some type of way, and I'm scared to go through it. So that would be my podcast. That would be called like Just Menopause. It's not serious. It's just menopause. I'm
That's
not a
iconic.
bitch. Yeah, I'm not a Karen. It's just menopause. I don't know.
I am nervous to ask your take on the next one after you were already so triggered.
Oh no.
The Jacob Elordi as Elvis, the first trailer for Priscilla.
Wait, I thought it was out.
No, you said this last week too, I think.
I swear, Rotten Tomatoes has a rating of it.
It's because they did like the Venice Film Festival, so it was screened to like critics. So it has like a Rotten Tomato score, but it's not out to like the public.
But it got good ratings?
I think so, yeah. And the trailer came out last week.
I hate it. God, I'm just like a hater of this episode. I just feel like it's way too close to Austin Butler's Elvis, which was like iconic, got him an Oscar, like so good. And now you're doing a movie about Priscilla, which makes Elvis look bad. But Priscilla, your whole career is about Elvis to this day. Like, you still are at the Elvis movie premiere. You're still like making money off Elvis's name. You're still trying to get Graceland from your own granddaughter. Like, you are profiting off your husband of like 7 years, and like I just don't understand this. Like, why are you trying to make him look bad? I don't like that. I get it. Like, she was young when they met in the time period and all that stuff like that, but it's been like 60 years. He's gone. Your daughter has passed away. Like, you're still trying to like make money off of Graceland and stuff like that. I'm like, why are you painting this guy in a bad light when your whole career, your whole livelihood is because of him? Do you know what I mean? Like,
see, I don't know anything about. I just read what this movie was about, and I was kind of gagged.
It's based on her book, right?
Yeah, it's about her memoir.
Yeah, I didn't like the book. I thought it made Elvis look really. I think it was a very unfair perception.
But
bias.
So they met when she was 14 and he was 24?
I thought he was 21, but I could be wrong.
That's crazy though, right?
Okay, look, you guys know I'm very adamant about this, but it was a different time. Like, people were just getting married like young. It's still
true.
It is gross for sure. It is 1,000%. So if that's the like leg that's what the hill you're dying on, then like keep that energy up for like the Austin Butler movie where they didn't even announce it. You know what I mean? You were at all the premieres talking about how great Elvis was, how in love you were with him. So it's like, keep the energy up. Don't switch it around when now it's about you. You know what I mean? And I just. They didn't get married till she was like in her 20s.
Yeah.
They didn't get married, and yeah, it is. It's like I said, a different time. I try not to like judge it. It's gross. It is gross. But if you're gonna like be promoting all the Elvis fandom of his movie and stuff like that, don't like switch it around now.
I guess. But maybe, I mean, I literally know nothing. I'm just like throwing the question out. Like, maybe you can still like, if you still have love for him, but showing like her side of things where it wasn't as, you know, like good or glamorous or whatever. Is that kind of what she's doing? Like, because maybe she's still like thinks he's a good guy and all this, but she's just showing like her side of things where
I'm torn. I am torn. I'm a huge Elvis fan. I love Elvis. But yeah, of course it's ick. But again, this is the 50s. This is a very long time ago. This is a different time. It's just like even like 10 years ago being a different time, like with things we said and talked about and like thought were okay, you know, how it changes.
Yeah.
This is like more than 50 years ago. This is like 70 years ago. And it's just like, I guess because I'm such an Elvis stan, it is hard for me to like separate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are
I
you
think it's
gonna
more
see
Jacob
it?
Elordi.
Oh,
I think
really?
it's more I just don't like him. I think I don't like him playing Elvis because Austin was so good. Like, it's so close to it.
Yeah.
And Austin like gave me chills. I'm not even an Austin Butler stan, but after that movie I was like, oh God, I like love him. It looks like a knockoff to me.
Yeah. I
don't know. But maybe I should watch it. I don't know.
Maybe you should. I don't know.
I'm on Priscilla's side, I guess. She can talk about whatever she wants. It's her trauma.
It has good reviews. People are saying Jacob Elordi, which I did not expect much from Jacob Elordi. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think he's good.
People are saying he's really good in it.
I've heard. I saw the trailer. I heard his accent, and I'm just like, I don't love it.
I don't know.
It sounds like an Austin Butler impersonation, if I'm being for real. Because Austin Butler even had a very like Elvis. He was a very certain type of Elvis that wasn't Elvis, but he was good. So to me, it sounds like an impersonation of Austin Butler doing Elvis. He's also, and this is nothing he can control, and I know a lot of haters are saying this, but it's like height. You know what I mean? Like the height situation.
Was Elvis not tall?
He definitely wasn't that tall. And she, like, they're, I don't know, to me, it would be like if I were to play, like, I don't know, like Ariana Grande in like a movie or something. You know, it just like doesn't make sense. And it's, I don't know. I like Sofia Coppola. I like her movies. I like Lost in Translation. I can like appreciate her. I don't know, kind of torn. So yeah, I just went full circle because I was like, my initial thought is like, ew, why is she monetizing? And the fact that the whole Graceland thing, like trying to take that away from like her daughter was like kind of ick to me. So I was already kind of a little anti Priscilla, but she probably did get put through the ringer by Elvis. If I'm just being real, like I do love Elvis, and I try to separate art from him. But yeah, he was like always cheating on her and stuff. So he's also like kissing women and stuff. Again, a different era. Like back then, you could just like kiss women on the lips, and they like loved it. You know what? I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it. I love Priscilla on the podcast. Honestly, like that is iconic. You were like married to Elvis, and like you probably were put through so much shit. So good for you. Tell your story. I'm on board for it now.
You really did come all the way.
I did full circle. You're right, but this is why I need you. Because at first I'm like, F her, monetizing off her dead husband that she left and blah blah. But yeah, honestly, I probably would. Ariana moving in with Ethan. We got that.
Oh yeah.
Dalton's dating someone too. I saw.
Oh yeah.
Was he with?
He was someone. Where was it? In Manchester, I think. It was in England.
Oh
yeah.
Wait, why was he in England? Was he visiting the Wicked set?
No.
Was he crashing? He only got $1 million in the divorce settlement.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Like, how did they even figure that? Because she's obviously worth way more than $1 million.
Yeah. Well, they had a prenup, so whatever this was like outside, and he's not getting spousal support. I don't think so. Whatever this like settlement was like outside of all of that. But
that's crazy.
So like $1 million to Ariana is probably like nothing. But
someone said he was rich, but then I thought he wasn't rich. He was just a realtor. But someone's like, I thought he was rich. And I was like, I thought he wasn't rich. I thought he was just like a real estate agent or something.
I know. I have no idea. Like, because he's been there has been like nothing on, like they didn't even have any like public photos besides like their like wedding photos,
right.
You know? It's not like he has done like an event or like red carpet or anything with her. It's like so secretive.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. And it was funny seeing, I think like Pop Crave had posted a photo of like him kissing someone, and like it was a grainy,
all, like, grainy.
2 megapixels.
Why are people taking the grainy photos? Like this is like 2023.
And
like
you could have shown me a lineup of like him and like 50 other white men. I don't think I ever would have picked Dalton out of a lineup.
I know. How do they even
How
get
do they
that?
spot him?
I don't know. How does Pop Crave get all this?
Didn't
you just say they were college students? Like, how
They're
are they
everywhere.
on the up and up?
Yeah.
They know everything.
They're like Gossip Girl. Like, they just have people everywhere.
They are Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Pop Crave, and there's another one called Pop Bass. Are they the same?
They're different, but they have the same content. So we need to have someone from
Who's snaking?
We need to have someone from Pop Crave to like spill all the Pop Crave tea. That would be interesting.
You know someone from there. You talked to someone from there.
Yeah, and he moved to LA recently. So
bring him on.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be so interesting.
Pop Crave is always in my favor for the most part. So we're gonna keep on Pop Crave.
Yeah.
They delete things though a lot, right?
I think they get copyright claimed a lot. So
okay, because like I'll quote tweet something and then like be deleted, and people are like, haha, they deleted it because you quote tweeted them. But I'm like, no, they just delete stuff in general. I feel.
They get like a lot of claims.
It is weird on X. Like I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, this like weird company like reached out to me and like, you posted a photo on Mark Wahlberg. You owe us like $10,000. I was like, what? I just got it off Google. Like,
yeah, there's companies that it's the same for like music or video and everything. Like, there's companies that go out to like see who is like breaking the copyright, or whatever, and then they'll claim it and like sue and stuff like that.
Wow,
yeah,
that's crazy. That's weird. I didn't know that. Like, I thought you could just use any image.
No, there's like copyright law is crazy.
Dang, I know. That's why I go to like iStock Photo. When I was doing green screen, I'd go there. I had my little like membership to get like the fancy backgrounds. Yeah, because I'm like, nobody's gonna copyright me. Drew Barrymore writer's not coming back.
Ooh, yeah, I did see that.
Yikes.
They're not happy with her.
Yikes! Why did she do that?
She had to wait a week for the writer's strike to be over, and she would have avoided like the whole.
Why did she do that? You think, was it money?
I mean, every talk show was coming back, so I think she was like, "Oh, The View, The Talk, like they're all doing it." Kelly Clarkson was also playing it. Like, that's why it's funny. Drew Barrymore took like the brunt of it, but like literally every talk show was still planning.
But weren't they different? Like, she had. Did you say some of them didn't have WGA writers?
I think that even The View did, but they were like they all had like a couple, like 2 or 3 or whatever. and they were all planning to. That's why it's interesting that like Drew was the one that got a lot of.
I guess she's an actress, you said, right?
I think that's the only thing I can think of because
like
she
Kelly
would
Ripa doesn't
know.
care.
Yeah,
She's like, I'm not in this union, or maybe she is. I guess she has to be in the union. I guess. She's
I
probably,
guess.
Yeah.
With the I don't know. It's very weird with the strikes because, like SNL, even when now that the writer's strike is over, SNL can come back. Even though there's actors, you would think because they're acting on SNL, they would be a SAG, but they can come back already.
I wonder why.
There's weird loopholes with like talk shows and like improv and different stuff, like sketch shows. It's really weird.
Yeah. Who's hosting SNL? Who's coming back hosting that?
Pete Davidson is the first host.
That's another one that I'm just like, I'm over. There's two hills that I'm just like, what did we talk about? Like stances that we just like really are firm and we don't want to move from. Tristan Thompson and Pete Davidson. I'm just like over it. Like someone's like, he's interested in dating, was it like Britney Spears or something? I don't know, something random. And I was just like, stop. Like, just stop dating these people. Like, obviously you're the problem. Like, obviously you're the problem. You know what I mean?
Take a little time for yourself, I think. Because it's literally like one, I don't know how he does one after the other. Like,
yeah, I don't like the jumping around and like getting engaged so quickly and getting tattoos of like Kim's kids and stuff like that. I'm just like, maybe he talks about having mental illness. So, you know, probably something. I know with me, like with borderline, you just like fall in love with everyone very quickly.
Because now he's dating Madeline Klein.
Who's that?
She's from the Netflix show Outer Banks. She's so beautiful. She's like a beautiful blonde, like Netflix actress. And now he's dating her.
Madeline Klein.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, maybe it's real love with that because she's not as famous as like Kim or Ariana or something.
Well, he was with he literally went from, he was dating his co-star from another show right before. And then they broke up a week later. He's with Madeline Klein. And they're in Paris together.
Yikes. He needs a break. He needs a break from dating, I think, because that's like a lot.
It's like literally one after, I don't know how he does. I guess, I don't know.
I feel kind of bad for people like that because I get it. I probably would have been that person if people wanted to date me, but no one really wanted to date me. So I was like jumping into relationships with anyone who wanted to be in a relationship with me, which isn't much. It was like 2 people. But I think if I was like famous or something, like I would be very Taylor Swift. I would probably date any famous guy that want to date me.
Well, that's what, she doesn't do that, but that's an whole other thing.
Wait, Taylor Swift, yes. Joe Jonas, Matt Healy.
No.
Yeah. Who else? She dates a lot of famous people.
She's only had like a handful.
Harry Styles.
Throughout her whole career, she's had like 10 boyfriends, maybe.
I mean, first of all, I think it's amazing, but that's a lot. Like, most people have like 3 boyfriends their whole life.
From 15 to like 34.
Who was she dating at 15?
Joe Jonas, she was dating at 16 or 17.
And how old was he?
I think he was around the same age. Wasn't a huge age difference between them, I think, compared to the other ones, but...
Is it? You guys let us know, because honestly, I feel like that's a lot. And again, not shaming, because I would have dated 30 people if that was like up to me, but like... It seems like most people, like, again, not me because I have no boyfriends, but I feel like most people have like 2 to 3 serious relationships.
Well, she's serious. I think she's only had 2 to 3, but like dating for like a couple months, she's had like about, I think like maybe 10 or so.
Oh, wow.
But it's like, I guess it's different too when it's like, when you're super, because the second you start like casually dating someone, it also is like kind of with Pete, like everyone knew about him and Madeline Klein like the second they started.
Yeah.
But also like the time, I think that's the difference. Like the time difference between like Pete was dating this girl named Chase Sweet, I think her name was, and then a week later he was in Paris with Madeline, like flying to Paris with Madeline Klein on a private jet. So like that time difference is like so small versus like, you know.
I feel like famous people do just exceptions to the rules. Like famous people are just on a different level.
Yeah.
They meet people, date people, go out with people. And I think it's great. I think that's why I always want to be famous. Like I always want to be that person, like dating all the people. Like I would have dated everybody. Like I would have dated every famous person. I tried, you know what I mean? Like I think it's everything. But I never hear about Pete Davidson ever. Like where do you hear this stuff? Like I never see him pop up anywhere.
I think it's just because like I like working in entertainment and whoever Pete Davidson dates, like I know against my will, you know.
Was it that he wanted to date Taylor Swift? Was that it? I think I saw something. Could you imagine? What would you think if Pete Davidson and Taylor Swift dated?
That would be you, the Sad Boy music video, screaming in the trenches. That would be me if she was with Pete Davidson. Yeah, screaming, fighting for my life.
Oh.
But I would have to deal with it. There's things I just have to deal with.
Maybe. It's not Travis Kelce's not her soulmate. I know that. I think it's a normie. I think she needs to date a normie person.
For now, I like the idea of her and Travis. I don't like the spectacle that the businesses and everyone else like makes out of it. But I think the idea of
her with an athlete,
of Travis and Taylor, like he's hot, he's an athlete, he's rich,
right?
He's the best at what he does. She's the best at what she does. I think that's sweet. The whole NFL making their Twitter bio and all that. Relax.
Yeah, like, totally. Why is everyone named Travis? There's like so many Travises.
Is that a popular name?
Travis Scott, Travis Barker, Travis Kelce, Travis. I'm sure there's more Travises. I feel like Travis is like a big name, and I'm like, God, I never knew any Travises growing up. Travis Kelce. That's a good name. Oh, she dated Taylor Lautner. Good for her,
What
though.
does Taylor have to do with Travis?
Well, I was thinking of all these boyfriends she dated, and you were trying to tell me she dated like 3, and I was like, no, there's more
she
than
had
3.
like 10 throughout like 16 years, or more than that.
Wow.
16, 17 years, yeah.
But that is like, that's every other year. That's like more than every other year.
Because some are short, some are like 2 or 3 months. So
How many
it's
relationships
like,
have you had?
like real ones. Like
Yeah.
I mean, in my head, I've had so many, but like actual like ones, probably like 2.
Yeah, same. I've had like 2.
But it's different when you're like famous and hot.
Yeah, it is.
It
You're right.
opens the floodgates. Like,
no, you're right.
like you said, if I was famous and hot, I'm sure every guy I went on a date with, I would have considered myself, like, I knew I could have, like, held for at least like a couple of weeks, and I would have
Totally.
said I
And
was
she had
dating
hot
them.
guys. I mean, Harry Styles, Taylor. I mean, she's dating like all the A-list people.
Yeah, so
I think it's great. But I don't think she's like embarrassed of it, right? Because she like writes songs about it. I don't think she cares. John Mayer, like she just writes songs.
No, but she doesn't like though when people make a big deal. Like, it became very sexist, and it became very like, look at all the men she dated. She's a big old slut. Like, it became a whole
yeah. I feel like I never looked at Taylor Swift and like, oh, she's a slut. Like she doesn't look like one. I don't know. Like I just like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's like
to me, she's like goody. Like, you know,
this thing that she talked about how like she was on Ellen once, and Ellen literally had like a slideshow of every guy that she dated, and she had like maybe 6 at the time, and it was like she talked about, she didn't say Ellen's name, but she talked about how much she hated that moment, like being shown like everyone you've talked, like some people she has dated, some people she hadn't dated, but,
right? I get
like
that.
being, for any person, I think like being defined by the people that you've dated, I think is kind of problematic, especially for women. I think it's like a lot harder.
Yeah, I guess for guys it's like cooler. Like, oh, you dated this
like
person,
Drake, for example. I mean, we're hating on him, but there's a lot of guys that think it's like cool, that he's
who did
like,
he date?
like Rihanna. Yeah,
but like they didn't. She said they were just friends.
Yeah, in his mind, she was like, yeah, we're dating.
In his mind, they were like dating.
Yeah.
Nikki, he never dated, and he wants to date her. I think he's just so thirsty. Isn't it funny though? All these like women swerve him, so he must be something ick in real life too.
That's actually so true.
Right?
You're right. Yeah.
Because most people, like, you see him, women are swerving. You see Abel, women are going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. There has to be something there that like, and he's like, the fact that he has to, if he's flying like a lot of girls out and like has to, flex.
Yeah, you hear that all the time. Like a lot. I think every influencer I know has been flown out by Drake, except Tana. I don't know if she wants to be there, but I remember asking her that. Right? Was that canceled? Yeah, I was like, he flies out everybody. Good for them. You know what I mean?
I think if I was a hot girl and Drake invited me, I think I would take the flight.
Yeah, I think like a couple weeks ago, not a couple weeks ago, I would've. But like if I was single, maybe a couple weeks prior, maybe I would have, because he is like famous. So you're like, oh, he's a big deal.
And just for like the
clout, the
experience, the story. I would think it's fun. I would find it unserious. To me, it's like whatever's unserious and like provides me entertainment. I would,
totally, yeah. I think so. Who's skinnier, me or the skeleton? Oh my god, that's a tiny guess. I don't realize how tiny people are until they like sit here and sit next to me, and I watch it back. I'm like, God, people are tiny. I always think I'm like kind of normal size, and then I sit next to someone. I'm like, oh my god, either they're very tiny or I'm very large, or there's both. But people are so little in these chairs.
I wish I was here to witness you and Tana in the chair, because I know that you were probably like,
where we're both sitting in it. I was a little triggered, and I told them that too. I was scared for them to sit in it, but then when he's like, "Can I sit in your chair?" and then you come say, I was like, I don't know. This is a bad idea. Honestly, it gets to a point where you just can't care. You're just like, this is it. This is what I'm dealing with. So, yeah. And in that moment, I didn't feel huge. I actually felt kind of small because I was sitting next to her, and then I saw the camera. I was like, oh my god, that was wild. I mean, 2 people can fit in that chair, including me. I can fit with someone. So I guess we proved that. They're pretty big. They don't look big, but they are.
A lot of people didn't know how tall they were too.
The chairs?
Yeah.
How did they see? Were they seeing like
I think even Tana mentioned like Jeff was kicking his feet.
Yeah, they're very tall.
Another tall man, Harry JOWSEY.
What is he in the news for? Oh my god, I haven't.
No, it's gonna
I don't know much about him.
Me either. I was hoping
Tana.
you would tell me more about him.
I know he dated Tana, and they did like an OF collab, I think. That's all I know. I literally have no idea. I think one time he DM'd me on his podcast, and I was like, I was honored because he had a lot of followers. I just don't know. I don't know like young people, and when I see like young, like straight, cute boys, I just like instantly like that's not my vibe. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's nice. I'm sure he's great because Tana's great. So I'm sure if she's friends with him, he's great. But what's he in the news? She's on Dancing with the Stars, right?
Yeah, he's on Dancing with the Stars, and TikTok is convinced that he is dating his Dancing with the Stars partner.
Oh my God, we were just talking about this the other day. Everybody does. Everyone ends up dating him. I would never do Dancing with the Stars. Like, I mean, I don't think I wouldn't go out with it, but they all do. The guy from Shark Tank. I literally looked it up the other day of all the people who left their spouses for Cheryl Burke and Matthew Lawrence. They ended up getting married. They met on Dancing with the Stars. The guy from Shark Tank, I forget his name, not Mark Cuban, not Mr. Wonderful. There's like another one, Kevin, I think. He left his wife of like 30 years for his dance partner, Kim Johnson, and they had twins together. She was like 35, he's like 70, and I'm just like, I hate that show for that reason. But if they're both single, Harry Jowsey's single.
Yeah.
And is she single?
Yeah. As far as nothing I've read says otherwise.
Oh, so I mean that's cute. I mean that's cute because you have to meet people, so I get that. I just hate when like the married people leave when they just met someone on Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, really, you're gonna like leave them?
I guess people, the controversy, I guess, because they have a bit of an age difference.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah, she's only 18.
Oh, how old is he?
26.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys know how I feel about age differences, but I don't think that's terrible.
It's not a huge one.
18 is young.
What's also, I
26
didn't
is
know
young.
you could be that young and a professional on Dancing with the Stars.
This is like a new phenomenon thing. I just started watching it literally because Tana was on. I was like, I'll watch it, whatever. She wasn't even on. She's in the audience. I'm watching it for her. No, she was on the juniors one. She was Jordan Fisher's partner. Her sister was a pro, so she's like, grandfathered in that way.
Oh, wow.
I want to say like Julianne Hough was like 18 when she was on, which I like that they paired her with a younger guy because sometimes they would have like the young ones like Julianne Hough with like an old man, and that was like creepy to watch. So I appreciate that they paired them with younger. 26 and 18 is like a big difference, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I think like, when if you're like 30 dating an 18-year-old, it's weird. Austin Butler, Kaya Gerber. But I think like, I think she's older now. But I don't know. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, but then there's also, I don't take Dancing with the Stars that, to me, it's kind of an unserious program.
It's unserious.
But there's people that take it really serious, and people are saying that like it can help like rig the votes if there's like a showman's element to it and people want to be invested in it.
Well, that's not really bragging. That's just more of like emotional manipulation to the people. Like, I don't know. I mean, Harry Jowsey has a large following, so I think he would just do fine anyways. I mean, I watched the show, and I'm just like, I don't know most of the people, which they're in their 30th season. Who would they even have? You don't know half the people on there. Harry Jowsey I knew from Tana, and he had a podcast, and I was like, okay, so he's a social media person, but I get so... Lele Pons is huge. Like, she has, 40 million followers or something, so she'll probably win. I don't think it's fair when they have social media people, but also social media people who dance, like when JoJo was on. I don't know if she won, but I'm like, she's a dancer. Like, I thought the whole point of the show was to, get non-dancers on there.
Isn't Lele Pons a dancer, too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is, she's, a Latin artist. Like, she's, known to be a good dancer. So I'm always just kind of like... Oh, it's kind of weird, but I guess they don't care anymore. I guess they're like you said, they're so unserious. They're in their 50th season. They're like,
let's just
get who we can get.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. And I'm always surprised at people who want to be on and they don't ask them. I'll see Christy Carlson Romano be like, they never asked me on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, she always talks about it. And I'm just like, that's kind of weird. Like, you think they'd have anybody on and she's pretty big. Yeah. Maybe they don't like Disney Channel stars because they're Disney Plus now. They're trying to be more adult and edgy. Because Harry Jowsey has an OF and he has a graphic OF. And I'm like, you're on Disney Plus Dancing with the Stars. Like, again, no hate, love that. But
see, I heard... Was it the Jeff? Yeah, when you and Tana and Jeff were here, that she's like, no, he's done a lot of stuff. And I was like, oh... as a journalist, let me investigate.
I did research. Did you?
But no, I've only seen bulge pictures.
I think Harry does have.
You think?
I think so. I think you have to pay for it though.
Is that a business expense?
That's a business. Write it off. Send me it in the.
Because I know his prices are going to be astronomical.
Oh, they are. Tana's is too. Because I would pay for hers to see, and hers were $50. I'm like, I mean, that's how you make the money. Mine are cheap. Mine are $5. I guess that's where you do. Some people have $100 ones. It's crazy.
The guys, cost a lot. I know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
I know the Vlog Squad guys, because I read people were dragging them because Scotty had an OnlyFans series, and a lot of people, all the gays were on his ass too, because it was they tease that they're naked, but then and then to buy it, they're like, I'm showing all my bits and pieces, whatever, you know. Yeah. But then people buy it, and then they blur out the stuff, but they promote it as if.
Oh my God, isn't that that's fraud to me? I know people do that, not just guys. I didn't know the guys did that, but girls do that too. And I'm just like, isn't that kind of scam? Because I would do that. I won't call anyone, but I would do it. I would buy people's, and it'd be watch me do something so explicit, and then you do it, and there's nothing. They show nothing. They show underboob, and I'm just like, okay, that's a little fraud. Don't say you're showing this when you're not.
Don't false advertise. You
could be oh my God, I've never shown this much, and then whatever. But to say, I don't know, the way they were
specify, yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I hate when that happens and people feel scammed. It's get what you pay for. Mine is very explicit. What you're getting is what you're getting. There's no, and people tell me I undersell things. I don't take it as a business so seriously anymore. I probably should, but I probably should.
So you think Harry has shown?
Yeah, I think he's done like boy girl.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
I
I could be wrong,
investigate.
but investigate. We'll do a write off on it.
Yeah.
I can't because I've never liked straight anything like watching. In general, I don't. That's okay. In general, I don't like adult films or anything like that. I just don't like it. That's why I love The Idol. I think I told you that, and that's why I like the Weeknd music because it's kind of like that in music form. Like I've never like clutched. I'm like when I'm listening to the music, I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like it's very weird, and I don't feel that with watching it. Someone doing it. I don't know. Nothing about that turns me on watching other people do it.
Different art forms, right? There's like books and stuff that are like that too.
That's
like,
true.
you
People
know,
get off on it. Yeah. Watching it, it's just weird to me. I don't know. None of it feels like sexy.
But did you see like this TikTok that went viral this past week where it was this girl said that her boyfriend was cheating on her with like an Instagram AI, like a bot, basically.
No. What? It's not real.
So it started like this whole conversation about like if this is considered cheating, but she was on her boyfriend's phone and she like got a notification. And it was like, click the link here with like a winky face or whatever. And then she, like, when she went to go look at it, it was like he was having this conversation with like a bot, like an Instagram bot.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, that's not cheating. That's not even a real person.
It started this whole thing, like, does it count as cheating?
No.
And then people were like weighing in one way or the other. So
if you think it's cheating to talk to like a fake person, oh my God, that's like me listening to The Weeknd and like, oh my God, my legs feel some way. Oh my God, you're cheating. It's like, no, I'm listening to this person's music who doesn't even know who I exist. Like, that's not cheating.
But what if you're having like an emotional,
I have an emotional connection with The Weeknd's music. I'm not cheating on my husband with it. I like listen to it before I go to bed. I listen to it when I'm in the bathtub. I'm like, you know what I mean? That's not cheating. It's like someone who doesn't know you exist. Like it's not even a real person. Like you're just feeling some type of way. You're getting some type of feels from it like that. I don't know. Is it cheating? Maybe it's cheating.
I don't know either. I don't know where I stand on it.
To me, it's like the opposite. Like it's almost like AI or listening to The Weeknd's music. It's almost like a foreplay thing because then you're like in the mood. Like I was definitely in the mood. I was just like every day I was like, like I don't know.
I guess I don't
It's
know. At one
not
point,
cheating. It's not a real person.
Yeah, that's why it's so confusing. I guess if like unless like the guy became like mentally unwell and started thinking of this AI like as an actual person, like having a
I mean that's a whole other thing. If someone's unwell,
that's true. That's a whole other situation. There was like a whole like article in Rolling Stone about like this is considered cheating, and it, like
no. What do you think? It's not.
I don't know. To me, I guess it's like the similar thing as like adult videos or like OF or what, like you know.
But but that's different because it's a real person. In a way, I don't know. Like this is a bot. This is not.
I feel like maybe it's kind of like then like almost like
but
erotic like fiction or something. Like reading it, you know, like.
I guess it's like saying adult films are cheating. Like I don't think that.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I think
some
it's like
people
the
consider
same.
that.
Yeah, some people do.
To me, that's not
same, and I think that's kind of like the same category.
Yeah.
I think that would be like the same category. I don't know.
And like lesser even because it's not even a real person. Like
True.
there's not. It's just like literally like this thing. Definitely not. Rolling Stone's wild. Why did they do an article?
Because it was like it was like a viral TikTok though, like a whole.
Rolling Stone used to be so elite. Like it used to be so like in sync on the cover with their like silver jacket. Now it's just like we'll write about anybody. Which I mean, they were supposed to do an article about me, and then never got
there we go. There we go.
No, but I thought that even me when they reached out, I was like, wow, they really went downhill if they're wanting to do an article about me, but it didn't even happen, so it's fine, no big deal. Definitely not. That was viral. That was on TikTok. I didn't see that one. People
like
are weird.
Sexing AI.
This is what people just have too much time on their hands. So they're like, oh my God, is this cheating? Because I see so many of those. I think they're like Reddit posts on TikTok where it's like, is this cheating? Am I the asshole? Like those kind of things. And I'm just like, this can't be real. These have to be like really dumb people.
Or like dramatized or
yeah. Because some of the stuff is just wild. I don't like those. I'm like, okay, people need to get offline, touch grass. That's my favorite saying of like, I don't know if it's like this generation or what generation did it, but touching grass is my favorite saying. Because like I feel like so many people like just need to go outside, including me. Sometimes when I go outside, I'm like, okay, things are not so serious as I like make them in my head, you know? Sometimes I like overthink things and then like they literally go outside. I'm like, oh, like literally it doesn't matter. Yeah,
you can be like stuck in a bubble. I mean, if you, with like anything, like if you're like get stuck like reading comment, if you hear like a lot of one thing over and over, like it feels like it's so big or like the end of the world. And then once you like take yourself out of it and like focus on the bigger picture, right? You know, like it's not that serious.
Yeah, if you're feeling overwhelmed by anything, just literally go outside and you're like, okay, this is not real. I used to think that when everyone hated me, like if like there's times in my life where I'm like, everyone hates me, and then you go outside and like people like love you and they're like obsessed with you and like don't even know what's happening. I'd be like, yeah, but this is happening. Like, what? I don't even know what's going on. Like people are so, but like it feels like everything in your world. So. Yeah, this AI system is kind of scary though. It's kind of how it's like weird how this is like some people are emulated so well, you know, like like the Ariana Grande album. People came for me on X because they're like, wow, I can't believe she thought that was a real album. Like last week when I was like, oh, I think Ariana Grande has this new album. Like, haha, she fell for this AI. What are the ones people are generating like Trisha Paytas winning a Grammy? Are those AIs? Because I love those. Have you seen it? It's on X.
Yes, of course.
What is that?
What do you mean? Is it AI?
Is that AI?
Did you win a Grammy?
No.
Then it's AI.
No, but like, how are they creating this?
Oh yeah, people like type things into the AI generator, like type a scenario or whatever.
They
and then
come up with anything.
I like that after we filmed it, I was like, shit, I wish I had this for when we were together because it was so funny. I love the way AI depicts you. It's so cute.
It's so cute because I've seen some crazy looking AIs and I'm like, wow, I look so cute. Like I wish I looked like that. I love it.
It's
I love
adorable.
the way people do it too. I'm like, that's so clever. I didn't know about these things. I don't know. AI is fun. If that looks like me, those are more like unrealistic AIs,
Yeah.
but there are some realistic ones.
It can definitely be scary. That's why I'm like, I can't like
The voice ones, the voice where they're singing, that is
Yeah.
crazy. Like you can just say anything or, which is crazy. But it's a good defense for in the future. If someone makes AI Trish, I'd be like, that wasn't me. That was my AI. Someone AI that. You know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. You'll never know if it's AI or it was me.
I can't do the AI like yearbook trend, all that stuff because it just seems so like.
Oh, I love those though. I haven't done it either. I can't find the app for it. I used to do them with like the business, the LinkedIn ones and stuff. I can't find the yearbook one. Will someone do it for me?
It's like $5. You have to like that.
I always pay. Like I did the bride one. That was like $5.
Really?
But I don't. It must be in an app I don't have.
I
'cause I
got
always
that.
look.
It's called Epic. EPIK.
Okay, I gotta look. Oh, love that. I
Yeah.
think maybe I downloaded. I'm gonna look. You didn't do it?
I don't know. I was trying to see like what everyone was up to.
Yeah.
As researching, and then I saw it was like you also had to wait like 2 days for it to process, and you had to pay $5. It's like a whole thing. I was like,
the other
my
ones are
God.
instant. They're like within like 2 minutes.
I guess this one was saying because so many people were doing it that it's going to take like 2 days to process.
Wow,
It was like crashing the servers.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
not a very good AI
Yeah.
system. Well, I just want to do it because it makes you look skinny. Like everyone's just like, I look
They
so
put
skinny.
you on a skinny body. Yeah.
But my experience when they did the bride, there was a bride one going around. They put me on a skinny body, but I saw like a fat face. I'm like, why did they shrink your face down? You know what I mean? Like I would love to get like lipo and chin and all that stuff like that, but I'm just like, God, I have to like lose fat in my face. Otherwise I'm gonna have the skinny body and this like fat head, And like, where does the fat go? I think you really have to like lose weight before you go get tummy tucks and stuff. I'm gonna do it. Sometime soon. I don't know when.
Oh my God.
AI.
Oh, I didn't even have this in my notes, but I had to tell you about that. I saw a video of a dolphin like
Yes.
essaying
yes.
a person.
God.
Do you saw it?
Yes. What?
The timing was crazy.
That was crazy. Dolphins are crazy. And people filming it as if it's like funny. Like people are just like filming like ha 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 ha. It's like, no,
I was
that dolphin
shook.
was trying. I don't like dolphins. I don't like dolphins anymore. That's so scary.
Because you
I
had
guess they're
asked too if
mammals.
that happens, like if it happens in, those situations
Yeah.
are out in the wild, and like Moses said both, and like that was the proof right there.
That
I
was
was
the
like,
proof.
she was just sitting on the platform and it jumped out to get
Oh my
her,
God. And people are just like watching it. I was like, oh
and
my
she
God.
was laughing too.
Right. I guess they don't know the severity of it, which is insane. I'm still like shook by it. I'm just like, what happens if they are successful?
You get inseminated by a dolphin.
Yeah. You have like, you can't have a baby.
You can have a dolphin. Like have a dolphin.
But would you
baby.
die?
That's a good question.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, like, doesn't... I guess people have done it with, like, animal horses.
God.
But,
I'm
I don't know.
gagged.
It's
I'm
wild.
gagged by that.
Well, dolphins are mammals, at least. So, I
Yeah,
guess...
But what would happen? Like, does the
Probably
body just not?
Oof. People have survived it. Do we know?
I guess so. I
don't know.
Can you get a dolphin STD?
I don't know. That'd be wild. I guess...
Dolphin
No,
chlamydia?
yeah, because, like, koalas have chlamydia. They're going to
Oh my
get sued.
God.
They're going to get served a lawsuit. Yeah, the animal stuff is, like, a little much for me. But they're animals at the end of the day, so it's like, maybe you shouldn't be... Was that at, like, a training facility? Like, like a tourist attraction?
Yeah, I think it was like a tourist cut in captivity kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a little too ick for me. I just
God,
can't get into
I was
it.
gagged.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was just like, animals scare me. I don't know. We have an animal. We think we have an animal in our attic. Okay, we think it's a person. Okay, let me tell you. It's either a person or animal. Like 3 weeks ago, I heard, like, it literally sounded like someone was breaking in at 4 a.m. Like, it sounded like someone was breaking in. I never wake Moses up. I wake him up. I'm like, I feel like someone's breaking in. Like, it sounded like someone's, like, pushing a door or something. And it's loud. And he, like, wakes up. He's like, oh, my God. So he's, like, waking up. He's, like, listening around the house. He goes out to, like, our stairs. We have, like, a 5-story house, which sounds impressive, but it's not. It's just, like, there's, like, little stories. So there's, like, 5 stories. So we're, like, on the 3rd story. And then there's, like, the 5th story. And he's like, oh, I think it's coming from the 5th story. So he goes up to the 5th story where we have, like, literally 1 guest room. And there's, like, a little attic, like, a little thing. I don't even been in there. And Moses goes in there and he's like, I don't know what he found. He found something or whatever. But not an animal. Not even droppings. I don't know. Anyways, he said it was definitely there because he went up there and he heard the sound. So then then he's like, I'm going to put traps in there. He puts traps in there. We hear the sound again, like a couple days later. He puts traps in there. the traps are gone. Yeah, like, you know, and they're the like sticky, they're the sticky kind, so like they're supposed to be more humane or something like that. I don't know. We have a child, so we just don't want. Anyways, even if it was like a mouse, we just try to like let it go or whatever. But so then the traps are gone, and we're like, well, it must be like a bigger animal or something. Like, so we put a camera in there. We put like traps down again or whatever, and the traps are gone again. Like no droppings, the traps are gone again. So then he's like checking the camera. There's nothing on the camera. So I was like, okay, is it a person? Is it a thing? The only thing we could think of is like maybe like a snake, like underneath the camera or something, taking like a bigger animal from there. But also like it wouldn't make that much noise. Like it's like a pounding. It's like like someone's against the thing. It's so bizarre. It's so weird. And I don't know what's happening.
It was a big snake. Oh my God.
We like live in the mountains, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But how are they getting into the attic? Like there's a lock. There's like a drill that he like locks in there. It's like, but like how are they getting in the attic? Can they get into the house? Because like creatures are funny that way. Like mice can get in the house like through a fireplace, and I don't know. I know, like, I don't know if there is like humane traps, but you know, when you have a baby, like you can't, like you know, just there's animals, and it's like, what are you supposed to do with those? And I don't want to call pest control. I don't want to like kill the animals, but I'm just like, what do you do? And they're animals at the end of the day. We are in the mountain. We're in their home. I don't know. It's so weird, but it's so scary. At first I thought it was like a person because I was like, who's taking these traps? Like it's not an animal. And then when we saw it on camera, we didn't see it on camera. It was like a ghost or something.
And you hear about stuff like people living in like basements and stuff without anyone knowing all the time.
That would be wild. But we do have like cameras outside that I think we would see someone,
Yeah,
but I was getting kind of scared about it. I was like,
God.
Yeah, animals are wild.
I love
literally.
You saying creatures are funny like that.
Creatures are funny like that. They just come on in. Little mice come on in. Oh God, I don't love a mouse. I saw a mouse in a restaurant that we eat at all the time, and it like freaked me out. Like people, it ran over someone's feet, so they screamed, so then everyone's screaming, and they see little like mouse. It's also one of those indoor outdoor ones, so it's like they're, you know, the doors are open, maybe a mouse comes in.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of mice at restaurants. I don't know, but it does kind of like freak you out for a minute. It's like,
was it a mouse or a rat?
I don't know. I always say they're rats because I always think they have like a huge tail, but they might just be mice.
I don't know. I see the videos in New York where people like of
rats.
the rats, and like there was one. I remember the one where this lady was like, it was a rat the size of a croc, and I'll never forget it. Like thinking of a rat that big.
Was it actually? Did you see it?
Yeah, it was gigantic. It's crazy.
I know. For the people, I'm all about like treating animals ethically. How do you remove them from your space? Because I do feel sad for them, but what do you do? I don't want to call an exterminator because I'm like, that's sad too. Like bees, we took the bees away from the pool. We had a really bad bee problem. We just started putting water further away from our pool so they go there. But I don't know what you do with like rats.
I know. A mouse I can kind of like, you know, like a ratatouille situation. Like, you know, I know. I'm
kind of used to it because, like I said, we live in the mountains, so I'm like, there's mice, I guess, whatever. But it's kind of gross. I don't know. But what do you do? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just like, also there's like snakes, and I know snakes are snakes too, you know, or they're people too, or animals too, or whatever. But what do you do?
Snakes snakes can get into tiny little cracks. Even if it's a big snake, their bodies can like bend to get into tiny places. I saw one about coming up the toilet, like through the pipes. I'm like, and it scares me every time. I like get off the toilet as fast as I can. I'm like, like it's so scary. I don't know. I'm like, I know it's sad that we get scared of these things, but I don't get scared of coyotes anymore because again, we live in the mountains, so we go for walks, and we'll see coyotes sometimes, and they're pretty much scared of you for the most part. But it is weird because like animals eat animals. So how do PETA justify that? Like, you know, coyotes eating bunnies and you know, well, there is in my neighborhood there was like a coyote took a baby.
Right? No, out
of the car. Isn't that crazy?
Out of the car?
Yeah.
Was it open?
Yeah, because they were like unpacking. So the dad went to the door. It's like he was unpacking, and they took the baby.
Did the baby survive?
Yeah, he got the baby back, but.
Ooh, stuff like that. Ooh, okay, I take it back. At first, I was like, coyotes are sweet because we don't see them often. In general, though,
I think you're right.
Yeah, they seem to go away from us and stuff like that. But yeah, but they can, I know that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know. What do you do? It's like one of those things. It's like humans, you like, you know, give them the death penalty, but like. But I don't think you should do that with animals. I don't know. People give more grace to animals, as they should. I mean, animals are kind of just, you know, they're not with us, the human race.
Crimes,
they don't know. But babies, oh my God, why would they do that to a baby?
I know.
But I think about the bunnies too. We have so many bunnies in our area, and I'm just like, God, it's so sad. Or we hear at night. Do you ever hear at night like coyotes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with like the dog. It's like so sad. I
Yeah.
can't. Keep your dogs locked up or watched because it is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a wild tangent.
Yeah,
but
I don't
that
know.
was so funny.
I know. I don't want any animal people getting mad at us. I really do love animals, but I just get nervous when they're in our house.
Or
When
when
they're near
they're,
space.
essaying you.
Yes, the dolphins are leave the dolphins alone. I think that's the point of this. Don't go out searching for them. Don't go to tourist attractions with them. Like, leave them alone to do their thing in the ocean with
Other dolphins.
Yeah, with other dolphins. Yeah. That's the way we're gonna go with this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The moral of the story.
We're on like the same FYPs
I know, that's crazy.
on X and on TikTok apparently. I like that X has the For You page now. That's cool.
I don't even look at my following anymore.
I don't either.
Yeah.
And I see all the things. Sometimes if you don't want to see, I just block things. Some people are crazy. They show me some crazy people sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah,
but
and you can I love that you can select you're not interested in this person or this topic, and then keep it moving.
Right, but I heard they're not letting you block people. Like,
Oh,
everyone
really?
you blocked is gonna be back. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know if Elon's sticking to that, but
He needs to stick to that because there is a reason to use the block button.
yeah, he wanted to undo the block, but I think everyone kind of told him to.
I'm glad he's listening to someone. I wonder who he listens to. Who's his person?
I have no idea.
Like when you're that rich and powerful, like who do you listen to?
Yeah,
He's not married. Oh, Grimes. Grimes was on Emily Ratajkowski's podcast.
Oh yeah,
Maybe we can get her.
I really do think so.
She's like in a custody battle or something with Elon right now.
Yeah.
I want to know the tea on that. Do you think they would talk about it though? I wonder what celebrity would actually give us the tea. Nicki Minaj, I think, would give us the tea.
I think he would be fun. One of my friends is a Grimes. Like Grimes is his Taylor Swift. Like to
Really?
equate it, yeah. Grimes is his Taylor Swift, which is funny because there's not very many hardcore Grimes #1 stans.
But that's the categories you need to get into. That's why when I liked NSYNC, I always went for Lance or Joey because there was no hardcore Lance or Joey people, so you had a better chance.
Less competition.
Yeah, getting recognized. That's the way to go. I used to be like that too. That's smart. I always felt like that. I always felt like I would pick people who were just a little easier to get to or whatever. Like The Weeknd,
Oh yeah.
I like to go small, infiltrate a small fandom.
Oh, The Idol, I guess, because there's not many idols.
The Idol is me. I'm the #1 Idol stan. That is for sure. There's no application needed for that. Oh, God, I love it. Why do people hate on that so much? It's gonna be a cult classic. It's gonna come back around. People are gonna love it. But not to get back on The Idol on The Weeknd, but it is weird to me. People hated on it so much when he has so many fans, and it's literally his music. It's literally all his music in there.
I don't know.
It's so odd.
Know.
And he's acting the way his songs sound, which is why I loved it. I was like, ooh, sexy, sexy. So I don't understand why people hated it so much. I was like, everyone was hot in the show. Everyone was sexy. No fat people. There was a heavier girl, but she was like the agent. She's in everything. She's in Only Murders in the Building. She was like her no bullshit agent, I guess. But I guess that's true.
It had an astronomical floppage, I will say.
Wait,
it was
in numbers? Is that the flop of it? Really?
Yeah.
Because it seemed like everyone was talking about it, so I was like, well, people seem to be watching it.
I think maybe I know the first episode the ratings were okay, but then after that it was
That's wild to me. It's better than Euphoria. I watched Euphoria for 3 episodes and awful.
I was gonna say, well, Euphoria has Zendaya, but the Idol has Abel and Jenny and Troy, so
It had a ton of people. Troy was a great actor too. I was very surprised because I always knew him from YouTube or whatever, and I was like, oh, he's actually really good
and he's
at
been
acting.
acting forever, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reminds me of one of my friends. I have a friend that looks just like him, and it reminds me of that.
Selena Gomez had her inaugural Rare Beauty.
Why were we not invited?
I know.
Every
You would
influencer,
think
Michaela, Remy
Alicia
Ashton,
Marie.
Alicia Marie bidding $5,000 for a Paul Rudd movie night. Did you see that?
Oh, wait, she didn't win it though.
Yes!
She did win it.
She won.
I thought that's not bad. 5,000.
That's what I was thinking. And you get to watch a movie with Paul Rudd.
That's pretty good.
As much as I dislike Paul Rudd, I would do that just for the story time of it all.
That's content. That's also a tax write-off.
Right. It was
and
a
supporting
fundraiser?
a charity. Yeah.
What was the charity?
The Rare Beauty Foundation.
For what? What's it for?
Rare beauties.
You don't know what it's for.
No.
I bet it has something to do with lupus or something.
Probably. I think it all that.
People came for me for it, but I feel like that probably went full circle for it.
I honestly think I think she does give back to
yeah, that would make sense, and that's a good cause, and so that makes sense. Rare beauty, full circle.
Yeah.
I know I saw so many people there. I don't know why I wasn't invited. Selena Gomez, again, I can tell people don't like me. Penn Badgley probably doesn't like me. Selena Gomez is probably another person who wouldn't like me. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
She's very just not me type. Taylor Swift, I think that's why I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't think Taylor Swift would like me either. There's certain people you just know. There's girls where I feel like Nicki Minaj would like me. You know what I mean? I feel like.
I'm trying to think. Would Selena?
No.
I guess maybe.
She's very serious. Very serious.
I think she's kind of goofy, but she's goofy in her own way.
What goofy moment is there of Selena Gomez?
she on her TikTok, she's like always doing her little TikTok sounds.
No, her TikToks is just like, this is my impression of Selena Gomez on TikTok. It's just like, oh my God, you're dating a guy. I can't relate. I'm so single. That's all her TikToks. And we like, okay, girl, your whole personality is being single. We get it. But I love her and Only Murders in the Building. And I like her songs and I like her aesthetic. She dated The Weeknd, which I'm just like, oh my God, amazing. But
and you like Rare Beauty.
I love Rare Beauty.
Yeah.
Which was at Sephora the other day. They did my little color match. They put this little camera to your face, which is a little sanitary. Like they literally put like this like iPhone camera like thing to your face with your skin and just like push against it. It does give you your perfect match foundation. Like I really did get my perfect match. I went in there looking for sweetener. Sweetener is not at Sephora, only
Ulta.
Rare. Oh, is that Ulta?
Yes.
Oh, should have gone there. Ulta's kind of trash though. There's like nothing there. They never have anything. Like no Halloween stuff, no Barbie stuff. Like it's kind of trash. But I went in and I did get the Rare Beauty foundation and it actually matched really good today. I'm wearing it on this part of my face and because I'm really pale now. I'm trying to embrace my paleness. So for the winter, so I was like, I need a pale foundation. And yeah, they like push this thing on your face and gives you the perfect match. I love the Rare Beauty blush. Like I love Rare Beauty. I didn't get invited though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think she's a fan because I feel like I would have been invited to those things. You know what I mean?
I don't know if Selena knows of any of like. I think again it was like maybe like an agency or whatever, and it's like. Because I don't know if Selena herself knows everyone.
No, she never looks excited to meet anyone, which I get. Like, you're meeting a lot of people, but even, like, Michaela, who's, like, the biggest deal, like the ultimate dream guest, like, she's, like, the hugest TikToker ever, she doesn't look, like, excited. And she's met her a bunch of times. Like, I follow Michaela. She always meets her, and she always just looks like, hi, nice to meet you.
I think that's just how she is. She's just very, like...
So she's not goofy. She's not girl.
No, I think she's a little... She is. She's not a girl's girl.
You see Tana at a meet and greet. Tana's like, oh, my God, I love you so much. Like, she remembers your name. And there's a lot of celebrities that are like that. Donny Osmond, he's very personable, remembers you, will talk to you for 20 minutes. Like,
but Selena, I think in general is more just like chill, like low key.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. She's very serious.
I don't know. I don't know if she's serious. I think she's just chill, low key.
Give me a chill, low key person who's like funny too.
Selena Gomez.
Give me one funny thing she does. You did not give me one funny TikTok.
I think she is silly. When she first started getting on TikTok Live and she was like being silly on there and she didn't know people were doing it. Like she didn't know all the little hats and stuff for money. And she was like, what are all these silly things you guys are giving me?
Do you think she really didn't know? Because I used to say that too because you were just like, oh my God, wait, what? This is money.
I don't think billionaire Selena Gomez wants like poor people's
You
like...
never know. What sign is she? If she's a Taurus,
She's a
I always
Cancer.
hustle. Huh?
She's a Cancer.
Okay. You're Cancer, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys like money? I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, not really. I mean, I don't
take a dollar
like
all day
obsess
long. I'll take a dollar if I win the lottery tonight, which is 1.6 billion. I'll still like go on there for $1. Like I don't think I'm above anybody's dollar. I'm like, give me that dollar. You know what I mean?
Selena's my sister, and like, so I always have a sauce, and I'll come to her defense. Like, I'll defend her.
Okay.
But there's a couple things with her. People were mad at her because she said like, I'm not like a Beyonce. Like, I think my thing is just being like relatable, and you see Beyonce, you'll never relate to her, and like, you know.
Oh.
And
well, don't come for the beehive. That's the ultimate.
I don't think she meant like people were like mad at her for saying that, but I don't think she meant it. I think she just meant like when I think Beyonce, I don't think I relate to Beyonce at all. I think she's like untouchable, kind of like another level of like fame.
Agree. But when you say like I'm relatable, that means you're not relatable. You're not relatable. You're a billionaire. Like I hate when people say they're relatable. That means you're not.
Well, she was saying like I'm gonna stick to my lane, which is like making these like little TikToks and like, you know, Rare Beauty and stuff.
But she's still not like relatable. Like I'm staying in my own lane. It's like, no, you're a superstar. You're dated Justin Bieber and The Weeknd, all these people. You have your own Rare Beauty. Like you're like a superstar. You're a billionaire. You're not relatable. You know what I mean? And to say you're relatable makes you not relatable.
But I think when you think of celebrities, do you think you can be more personality wise? Would you think it could be more like a Selena Gomez or more like a Beyonce?
Neither. Like they're both unattainable.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
fair.
I think like a Nicki Minaj, she's a little messy and a little wild and was like, you know, like randomly gives money to people and stuff like that. Or like I was gonna say Doja Cat, not Doja Cat anymore, but like no, but I just don't like the whole I'm relatable. I don't like when anyone says that because it's like you're not. Like someone has to find you relatable
That's
to be
true.
relatable.
You make a good point.
I just think it's a little trying too hard, especially when you're at that level.
I
Taylor
guess
Swift's
so.
your best friend and you know, whatever, you're not relatable, but it's fine.
I guess so.
You're unattainable. And that's not a bad thing either. One day I would like to be unattainable and be like, two bitches wishes you could relate to me. And unfortunately right now, I'm just relatable. I'm relatable. I'm fat and ugly.
Oh, please.
But I look hot today because I look like Abel today. So I'm not fat. I'm not ugly today. I could get anybody dressed like this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Thanks. Did you see Diana Argan from Glee?
Oh, my God.
When they told her to move to the side, it just got marked me of white carpets. Because I was thinking if I was at the Rare Beauty event, like they literally would push me aside for like Alicia Marie. They'd be like, move to the side.
Because you have always said that's like your biggest fear about carpets and
because
stuff.
in general too, they hold up like your names and stuff like that, and it's just like people would put their cameras down if they just don't want. So like that is a big fear. And seeing Diana Argon, which I granted, like yes, it's not as big as Sarah Jessica Parker, but being like, move out of the way, you're like blocking Sarah Jessica Parker. Oh my god, mortifying. Especially since she is like a star in her own right.
Yeah, I mean, she's not like Glee was a big show, and she's on other like smaller indie stuff too. But I remember loving her when she was on Glee.
I loved her too. She was such a serve.
Yeah. As a photographer, I mean, I get. The thing is, like, the shot is, like, your, like, livelihood, so, like, I get, you know, the hustle and stuff, but, like, still treat people as, like, people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The photographer's like, Diane, who's that? Like, get out of the way, move out of the way.
I feel like those people just are just so out of touch, just not sensitive to it at all. And then you're also, like, for Sarah Jessica Parker, who, again, is great, but also, like, really, you're telling me to move out of the way for her?
It's not like it's not
you know,
Beyonce
she did look great, though. I did love the big black bow. I'm just not a Sarah Jessica Parker. She's, like, the most unrelatable celebrity to me. Like, not because she's unattainable, but she's just, like, so unrelatable in every single way. I never was a fan. I didn't watch Sex and the City.
I wasn't really a Sex and the City. I mean, I wasn't like a stan, I guess. I watched it sometimes, but
I never watched it. She just seemed unrelatable in so many ways.
Yeah.
I like Matthew Broderick. He was on Only Murders in the Building season finale. He was great.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
he's
that
great.
season was rough. But
Yeah, but it got better. I really didn't like it at the beginning, and it did get better, and I love the ending. This is renewed for season 4.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, at what point do you just move out of the building?
I know. It's like, how many people can die in one, like, group of friends? Like, holy crap.
I love it. And I love, again, seeing Steve Martin and Martin Short, like, be older
and of
killing
course, friggin' Martin Short was at the Rare Beauty.
He was?
Yes, he was.
Doing what?
Just there to support,
Just by
I
himself?
guess. Yeah.
Did he auction? So it was an auction. Did he buy anything?
I don't know what he bought. I don't know.
I love it. I love that it was an auction. Selena, invite me. I can
Yeah,
spend
you would
money.
have been bidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if I'm not the richest, I will spend the most because I'm a spender. I just am selling a Birkin right now, so.
You could have put your Birkin up for auction.
Buy Trisha Paytas' Birkin. Yeah, I mean, Paul Rudd is a good prize, honestly.
They
I wonder
had
what the
a
other
lot.
prizes were.
There was one, this soccer, I forget, I think his name, Lionel Messi, I think. He's like a big soccer player. He put like a signed jersey. Taylor Swift gave concert tickets. It was kind of, yeah, there was a lot of like, she pulled all the strings for this, but yeah, neither of us were freaking there.
I know. Were you not invited either with your other job? Oh my God.
No.
Dang. What?
I know. Out of all the PR I've been doing for Selena over here, like in the trenches.
You go to bat for her. I love Selena Gomez too, but I don't, yeah.
But Francia Raiza was there.
Who's Francia Reza?
She was on Secret Life of the American Teenager. She's the one that donated her kidney to Selena.
She was also famous? I thought it was just like her best friend.
No, she was in Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Oh, so she was like a famous person too.
Yeah. So she was, and that show went for a while. So yeah, she was pretty.
And now they're back. They're cool again.
Yeah. So they had like beef for like a while, where Selena had like made statements about she doesn't have like any friends in the industry, and like Francia commented like on a post like basically like, what the hell?
Yeah, so after you give someone your kidney, at that point, even if we don't know each other, if I'm just your fan, like we're best friends. Like I gave you a kidney. That's wild. Oh my God.
But it was nice that she came, and like they have obviously like mended fences.
Yeah, I like when people can be like friends again. When you see like public beefs falling out and then they're like back together, it's like good. It's like Jordan and Kylie and any of those things. It's like always good to see it. Like forgiveness, move on, move past.
And Francis said that a lot of what we went through, we trauma bonded, which is beautiful, but it can also get rocky and tricky. And she talked about how like, you know, as she grew up and Selena grew up, they just weren't like meshing well anymore. But then they were able to like come back and reconnect, which is nice.
So a happy ending.
Yeah, but I remember it was a big thing on TikTok when like Selena said that, because everyone was like, "Wow, like, you know, she gave you a kidney, like you should."
Yeah, that's the worst part though, when you like donate something. Like George Lopez's like ex-wife like gave him a kidney, and everyone's like, "Wow, he like." I think a kidney, yeah. And then they're like, wow, he like cheated on her after he gave a kidney. It's like, granted, yes, cheating is horrible, but it's also like one of those things where it's like, you can't hold that over someone forever.
Yeah.
You know, they did it out of the kindness of their heart. But I probably would be the person to hold it over someone had. But I gave you a kidney. I would do it.
I know. It's kind of like do as I say, not as I do
definitely.
Situation, because I would. Like ethically, I'm like, yeah, you know, you did a good deed for someone. Like you can't expect.
Don't worry, I don't want anything in return.
Yeah. But the second I was like pissed about something, I'd be like, you're alive because of me. You have me inside
Give
of you.
me that kidney back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a very selfless. I would 100% give my kidney to anybody in my life that would need it for sure, because it's like you only need one kidney. I don't even know if my kidneys are good, so I probably shouldn't give my kidneys away. But they probably are. I don't drink that much alcohol. But you kind of have to do it very like selflessly. You can't like expect anything in return. I would would love to give my kidney to like a celebrity that I love, though. I wonder if they would get one from a fan, like Selena would get one from a fan or something, or I'd give mine to the weekend or something. Because you have to be in surgery together, right? You come in and out together.
Oh my God, yeah. Because I remember Selena when she like opened up about it for the first time. Her Instagram was like her and Francia holding hands, like they were both on the operating
I think they
table.
do it at the same time, or is that just for the photos?
I
You
don't
always
know.
see that, but
they both look like they were like in. Or
that's
like,
crazy.
surgery.
That's a wild experience. Like you're both. It makes sense. It makes sense because you have to like transfer it while it's living.
Yeah.
Or I guess you can put it in ice. I think you can put organs in ice. Like they sell organs on the black market.
Oh my God, yeah. But oh my God, I just remember there was like a whole thing. Francia said that the doctor had told Selena first that they were a match. So like Selena was like called Francia excited, like, oh, we can do that. But like Francia fully didn't like, so there was like some weird stuff about.
Ooh, that's hard too
Yeah.
because like if I was if I was Selena, I feel weird like asking someone for their kidney. It'd have to be like someone like a friend, especially because like friends, especially girlfriends, they could be coming and going. Yeah, it'd have to be someone like really close to you. And even then I'd feel weird. Like I wouldn't ask it. I saw one. Was it a movie or was it TikTok? I can't remember. I think maybe it was a TV show where they got pregnant just so they could have a donor for their sick son. So they wanted to deliver the baby at 6 months because like he's dying. They're like, who's dying? They're like, our son. So basically they did a perfect match so they could take pretty much the organs. And like the baby would still live, but they did it so like you have to deliver the baby now. So it was very weird. It must have been a TV show. I don't know if that was real life.
I thought that was a TV.
But I think people probably do that. You have another kid just so like if someone else needs something, or if the parent, like if you want to get a match and you have a baby, I mean, I'm sure people do. But the point of that is I was thinking like I wouldn't even take it for my daughter. Like even if she was like 20, I'd be like, no, like that's weird.
Yeah, that is what I didn't even think about anything like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, because like to find that match, and I know people are on lists, and Selena Gomez is like rich. You think she'd probably get like higher on the list or something like that. But finding a match is probably difficult. That's sad, and it makes me sad. Honestly, the Selena Gomez thing makes me sad. It's kind of like Nick Jonas with his diabetes. Yeah, like it kind of just like makes you sad that you have to like live with something like that. Like a disease is a disease. Give yourself like insulin shots and stuff like that. I'm like, it's kind of sad. I remember when Nick Jonas came out with it, and it was like I was like way older, but I remember at the time being like, wow, that's like crazy. You know what I mean? Or Bret Michaels with it. I'm like. And it is like diabetes is great. It scares me. I'm always like, oh my gosh. Like I always get like diabetes text. I'm like, oh, that's like the only thing. I'm like, let me just not eat. I try not to eat so many sweets. I'm like, I feel like sweets give you diabetes, but it doesn't. It's actually just like how your body like breaks down sugar. I learned that during pregnancy because I was like, I'm gonna get gestational diabetes. I'm fat, but they're like, it has nothing to do with your weight or even the amount of sugar you eat. It's how your body breaks down sugar, and if it can.
And that is why we're in the educational genre.
We're in the educational genre. Do we bump up at all? I don't know. Well, hopefully we're up the charts. You guys listen to us on Spotify, download it. It's working. Thank you guys, by the way, when it doesn't work. I'm always like, it doesn't work. And so we figured it out. I think it's working on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. Go leave a 5-star review. Go check out my galore cover. Go check out Oscar. Our costumes are in full display on the Just Trish Pod Instagram. Merch coming soon. New membership perks coming soon. Just so much stuff happening. We're here to bring you bigger, better episodes every single week. You guys, please tweet Pink Friday Volume 2, Barbs. We want to get this trending. We want to do all November Barbs month. And yeah, we support Nicki Minaj, but not Drake. Unless he has a feature on your album, then we're going to like support him for your song or whatever. But all right, guys, that is the Just Trish podcast. It is Halloween. Happy October. Can you guess what icons we're dressing as next week? Because next week's theme is icons? Is it? I don't know. Tasty icons? We have some good outfits served up. I don't know if they're good. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll see you guys on the next one. Our guests are dressing up in October, so go see that on Thursday. We have a guest. We'll have our first Halloween costume guest. It's going to be very exciting and very spooky. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. I am The Weeknd. This is Taylor Swift, and we'll see you. And I know you'll get the best of me, at least we'll begin. And I know you'll get the best of me, and this I know. Do I sound like him? I feel like
You really do.
Do I? Okay, because in my head I think I sound like him. Oh yeah. Oh, you know his songs.